Who is the most clutch player in the National Basketball Association? Now, you still got former clutch player of the years running around like De'Aaron Fox, Steph Curry. It's only been around for 2 years, right? So De'Aaron Fox and Steph Curry, but then you also got killers running around the league too. Former MVPs like Luka, LeBron. And then you got the clutch player of the year leader for the 2025 season, which is Jalen Brunson, who has been dazzling this year, even though he wasn't able to pull it out last night. But fellas, I want you to talk to me about if there's 10 seconds left on the clock, your team is down 1 point. Who do you want to have the ball? Oh, and I forgot to mention Jokic too.
I mean, Jalen Brunson is so dynamic and so crafty that he's almost guaranteed to get off a good look. And for everything that he's done as a one-on-one player, especially in the meat and potatoes of the game, it's pretty difficult to put somebody ahead of him. I mean, as good as I still think Luka's the best scorer in the game, but I would be hard-pressed today. I would be hard-pressed to put somebody ahead of Jalen Brunson getting downhill and getting a quality look with 10 seconds left in the game.
Swiper, Casual, how you guys doing today?
Good morning.
Player in the NBA.
My goodness, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you hot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For the game, I mean, I think I probably would do the Joker Murray more over anything. Honestly, I don't really know if that's for me. I don't think that's much of a debate. I think getting into a 2-man action like that is probably the most valuable thing in a late shot situation in a playoff setting or regular season setting. But I don't know.
Today's game, because Swiper, you're an advocate of today, Swiper, and
yeah,
has
this
Joker
year.
and that's what I'm talking about. So has Jamal Murray and Joker's 2-man game been better than Russ and Joker's 2-man?
Yeah,
game?
not even 100%. Yeah, 100%. Jamal Murray already game winners this year, and Jokic obviously too. So I still pretty strongly feel about that. But I think Brunson. Right. I was screaming at the television yesterday because I think Brunson shot that. It was like a pull-up contested 3 with like 6 inches of distance between him and the defender, right? And like, I honestly thought he was going to make it, but it was like I think he missed it. But yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean Brunson's. I think he's incredible. Like he just maybe as an individual engine, regardless of team concept, that's still tough. Cause I feel. I mean, and I would probably say the 5 I would choose: Jokic, Brunson, Shea, Steph, DeRozan will probably be the 5 I would pull from, and they all have their own argument.
One more time: Jokic, Brunson,
Shea, Brunson, Steph, SGA. Jokic, Shea, Brunson, Steph, DeRozan.
As like clutch players?
Yeah, I think those are the 5 best clutch players the last several seasons.
But you know, I always feel gets disrespected in these clutch arguments is Trae Young. I think if we're going to talk about clutch player of the year, Brunson's the favorite, right? I mean, you look at the books, Brunson's the favorite. Last night, I thought Brunson was spectacular late. But I don't think Ice Trae gets enough credit as being one of the clutchest players in the league. Right now, I believe he still leads the league in fourth quarter scoring and clutch scoring. We've seen the game winners. That one against Detroit, which is awesome.
Brunson leads the league in clutch points. I still think it's Trae Young. Per NBA.com, Jalen Brunson leads the league in clutch points. And the Knicks lead the league in clutch points. Per NBA.com.
Today? I guess it changed. Because for a while it was Trae Young. Because I know Brunson leads post All-Star break at least. But anyways, he leads in total fourth quarter scoring. I think he's just one of the clutchest players in the league, and he never gets mentioned. If there's that many players, fourth quarter, I would want Trae Young on my team.
I think the problem that I have also when it comes to clutch is just relegated to just buckets. There's so many things that you do in the clutch besides score. You know, you could come up with big rebounds. You could come up with a big steal. You could come up with a big play in terms of being a distributor. You could come up with stuff like that in order to be clutch. I don't think that clutch is just relegated to just scoring the basketball, because if that was the case, I mean, all we would would do is just only deal with bucket getters. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Curry is a bucket getter. I know that De'Aaron Fox is a bucket getter, but I think that it's something that should be dug deeper into, considering clutch isn't just only being a bucket getter.
Oh, I 100% agree. That's why I'm biased. But if I had to pick one player in the entire league, I want ball in hands fourth quarter, I'm picking LeBron just because of that aspect. But Trae Young can also do it as well.
Right.
LeBron
talking about a guy is he still leading the league in
threes.
assists? Something crazy like that. He can also do that in the fourth quarter.
Did you see automatic stat yesterday, Mars?
What's automatic
about Bron in the regular season?
Well, playoffs included, maybe 24. Is it 24 straight missed threes or whatever it is?
I think
go ahead threes.
Yeah, it was
clutch,
something like
clutch into the game
to tie the game. Will go ahead with like 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's
left.
missed 24 straight. But that broke what's the name's record.
He looked good last night in the clutch, though.
Yeah, man.
He made that 1 3 that was needed.
Stop Jalen Brunson.
He broke Kemba Walker's record.
He had a couple of stops on Jalen Brunson. When he got switched on to Jalen Brunson, he had a couple of stops.
Their team helping pretty seriously though. Like they're clearly.
Well, and then I could use that same argument with you with the 2-man.
Well,
game.
by the way, there was two non-floor pitchers out there in Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns. By the way, who would definitely talk about. I don't know what Karl was doing.
He turned out. Well, I can tell you exactly what he was. I can tell you exactly what he was doing. Players get spooked.
Too, Hank.
Yeah, players get spooked, Swiper. And Karl Anthony Towns, he missed 9 of 11 shots. He got spooked. I don't want to shoot the ball anymore.
But he didn't even want a body though. Like he was.
He didn't want to do anything. He got completely spooked when he started missing shots, and then he wouldn't even look at the basket because he was turning down looks that I've seen him take in Minnesota
when Brunson went out. When Brunson went out, they tried to run a set for him on the left wing.
Yep.
And they tried to give him the ball, and LeBron ran him off his spot.
Yep.
And then Karl just looked at Deuce and said, "Go ahead."
And I think that was largely due to him missing shots early. I think that he didn't want anything to do with what was going on. He operates a lot through Brunson, and a lot of the stuff that Brunson gets is largely due to Cat being the threat that he is. However, when Cat has to work with just Cat only, I mean, we talked about Cat being arguably the best big man shooter in the game. So he can clearly shoot the ball, but he's also suffering from when he misses shots that it gets in his head. That he's not that kind of player that once he misses 2 or 3 shots, and at that point he had missed 9 of 11 shots. He wouldn't even look at the basket. He's looking for Mikal Bridges getting chased by DFS. That's who he's looking for. He wouldn't even, and on top of that, and I know we're talking about clutch players of the year, Ron, but on top of that, I immediately thought about Mars with this. When you talked to me, Mars, last season about, because I had championed for Valanciunas, and you told me that Valanciunas would get played out of the series and played off the floor. Is it legit to think that Cat could get played off the floor? Because I'm watching last night, and if he's not making shots, if he's not making shots.
Yeah, if he's not making shots, 100%,
if he's not making shots, the way JJ Redick basically had his crew like a pack of lions swarming Cat and just went after him. Completely went after him any and every opportunity that they could. Get him and keep him in the action. I'm thinking to myself, how long is Tibbs going to keep him on the floor? I don't know if he can keep him on the floor much longer.
No.
He can't. I think Luka let him off the hook a few times because he could have gotten to the rim with some shots. But I'm watching this thinking to myself, how much longer is Tibbs going to keep him off the floor? Keep him on the floor.
I'm watching Mitchell Robinson got in possession he got 1 possession in that quarter. Yeah. And they got their only stop. And I just didn't understand what Tibbs was doing. But anyway, clutch player, I probably still think 2-man game, but there's some arguments.
So I'm looking at it right now, and Trae Young actually does lead the NBA in clutch points.
Well, Trae Young's tied with Jalen Brunson.
Total points, right? You're looking at total points.
Yeah, he's
tied with Jalen Brunson in total points. But if you
on average,
he's shooting.
If you look at points per game, Jalen Brunson scores more points per clutch game. Trae's just been in more games.
Yeah. And Trae has he's shooting 52%. Trae is shooting 37.8% in the clutch, and Brunson is shooting 52% in the clutch.
I like those numbers, Swiper. I do. I like those numbers a lot better than what you just said to me a second ago. I do like those numbers. 100% I do.
Jokic is 103 points, 56% from the field. DeMar DeRozan is 98, 42% from the field. LeBron secretly has
Secretly.
79 points, 50% from the field, 39% from three, 77.8% from the free throw line. Shout out Jeff Green, Mars. Jeff Green's on the list.
What are you guys?
You gonna respect Darius Garland, or we just?
I said him earlier quietly because I didn't want to interrupt Chill, but yeah, Hank brought him up. Darius been crazy.
So I'm clear. I just want to make sure because I want to make sure I'm following you guys. What exactly is the clutch? That's the last 5 minutes of the game. Is that
NBA.com says it's the last 5 minutes game?
You can filter it down more though if you want to.
Is it like within a certain score too?
Yeah,
like
within
like
5.
10, within 5.
So I've always wondered, and I've never known the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask you guys. So if we enter the last 5 minutes and it's a 4-point game,
2 possessions,
and then we hit a 3, so now it's a 7-point game.
Yep.
Is the next possession no longer clutch?
No, it's still clutch. Is if you cross the 5-minute mark within 5, it's clutch. It's a clutch time situation all the way.
Oh, for the last 5 minutes, it'll be clutch them out.
So that's why, remember, some teams' net ratings swing massively because their defense tightens up, and then you don't score.
I see Moses' point though, because if it's because we've seen teams in the last 5 minutes of the game. I just saw Oklahoma City against Memphis. I mean, Memphis had cut it to I think 6 at one point, and then Oklahoma City in the last 5 minutes blew the game open. So it went from being a clutch game in the last 5 minutes to Oklahoma City now going up plus 18. Is it no longer clutch now?
No, you
it
can.
Clutch
so
a second ago.
If you get within 5 in the last 5 minutes at any point, it becomes a clutch game.
Yeah.
So the rest of the game, from the moment it gets within 5, the rest of the game will be clutch minutes.
Even if you blow it open,
just because now it's a late game situation.
If we blow the game open and I make 2 threes to put us up by 17 and 20. I don't think they're very clutch shots.
No.
Well, the thing is, but there's teams. I think the measure is supposed to be teams, which is why it's important. Teams, they execute differently in the clutch, and so there's really a measure of how well you execute both offensive and defensive schemes in the tightest moments of the games. And then it's a reflection upon the players and teams that execute the best in terms of the clutch stats for player and then team clutch stats. So I think actually it's the same thing, Mars. If you're familiar. 2-minute drives in the NFL. That's a track thing. Yeah. Like who's the best in 2-minute drives? Like who has the most comebacks in NFL history? Which quarterbacks led the most comebacks? It was John Elway, then it was Peyton Manning, and then Tom Brady holds all those records. Patrick Mahomes has a lot of those records. It's just basically like who's the best in a situation where you have to basically run whoever offense. Because you practice clutch in the NBA. Like you practice clutch situations, and you practice clutch situations in the college football and in the NFL with 2-minute drives or 4-minute drives even. So and
also it's also condensed into, like we just talked about, threes within the last 10 seconds of the game winning shots. To Swiper's point, what do teams look like in the red zone in the last 2 minutes of the game? How are teams in the red zone? Stuff like that. So when I think about Jalen Brunson as a clutch player, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate what Luka does as a scorer. I think he's the best in the game. But when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game, the last 2 minutes, the last 3 minutes, and we're going, to Swiper's point, we're going band for band, right? We're going back and forth bucket for bucket. Of all the players in the league today, who do I not want to see in the clutch more than Jalen Brunson?
Well, here you go, Chill. You want to hear something crazy? So now, Mars. Now, if I filter it out within the last 2 minutes, 2 points or less remaining difference in the score. Jalen Brunson, 20 of 29, 69% from the field.
A bucket getter.
Damn.
And then 5 of 11 from 3 for 45.5%, and 11 of 12 from the free throw line. Jokic is 48% and 75% from 3 and 78% from the line. And then you get Anthony Edwards, 39%. Tyrese Maxey 36. So and then Jason Tatum 33, Trae Young 30, 31. So if you filtered out even more, like Jalen Brunson, like is he takes.
Is this a dumb? Is Ron? I got a question really quickly. Is this a dumb award? Because I know that people care. There are people like Mars, for example, who don't really care much about accolades. But I mean, I actually think it's a good thing to be recognized as a clutch player. And to go down in history as one of the best clutch players and to be recognized as that. Do you think that being the clutch player of the year, do you think this is a manufacturer award to boost guys?
That's what all awards are. They don't just You don't spawn in with awards existing. They're all manufactured to boost people and to boost storylines and stuff. But yes, I think this one is one of the more manufactured ones. Because I think, like you alluded to, clutch is just so impossible to define. I know the NBA tries to say it's the last 5 minutes, but I think you can be clutch in the first quarter, you can be clutch in the third quarter, you can be clutch in the fourth when your team's down 17 and you go on a run to cut the lead down to 8. That's clutch. Like, there's many things that can be clutch that won't get viewed as clutch statistically. And I think, and defense is clutch. You can make game saving plays like a LeBron chase down block. That's a clutch play. Giannis in the finals. That's a clutch play. Even like lesser plays like taking a charge or hustling after a loose ball, and a lot of things are clutch that won't
Scottie Pippen blocking Danny Ainge's potential game tying 3 at the end of game 2 in Phoenix. That's a clutch play.
Yeah, like I go to game 5 of the conference finals last year when Luka destroyed the Timberwolves in the first quarter. That's clutch. To me, that's clutch. Closeout game. And you've practically ended the game in the first quarter. Like,
set the tone.
Yeah, like that's clutch to me, but it doesn't show up on any clutch statistics besides what closeout game stats or whatever. I don't know. So I think a lot of things that are clutch don't get factored into the awards. I assume
that is called a closeout game. To be fair, they do measure that as closeout games.
They do swipe up.
I said closeout games, but like
they track
it just
like
feels
how
like it feels like clutch is more than it gets factored in, and I don't know if the voters are factoring in all the things that I think are deemed as clutch. So when someone wins a Clutch Player of the Year awards, nice, congratulations. And I also think Jalen Brunson should win it. But it's just, we could have done without this award. It doesn't.
I personally like it.
I do too.
Who was getting the busiest when the game is on the line? And like, yeah, I understand other things factor into it, but we all know this game is about buckets. And it always will be about buckets. Shout out to Uncle Drew. He taught us that. But in all seriousness, though, like when the game is on the line, who's getting the busiest? Now, I don't think that this award ever will be like as valuable as, well, the most valuable player in the NBA. I don't think it'll be as valuable as defensive player of the year. I don't think it will be as valuable as first teams and all of that good stuff. But I do think it is a good metric or just kind of a good accolade to let you know, like, yo, you was getting busy this year. Like De'Aaron Fox, for instance. He might not have the biggest trophy case ever when it's all said and done. But just to go back and remember that last year he was going ballistic, that says a lot. Steph Curry.
I think you played it down a little bit, right?
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's
you
actually
think it's going to mean more?
I don't know if it's going to mean more, but I think it's a very important award. You gotta look at the players like that. Like, for instance, if we could just let's just for a second let's act like just one game sample size really means something, right? Right. And let's just take last night, for instance. That shows you how important your clutch player of the year is. As soon as we saw Jalen Brunson's ankle touch that hardwood, which most of us saw that, and it was ugly, I think we all knew that minute. Oh, Lakers won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I did. I was at work watching. I was at work watching the game. After that happened, I just went over there. Like, I don't need to see this.
Because he was out, no doubt.
Yeah,
so, I think it really shows how important your clutch player is. Now, like you said, it's not an MVP, but that's a very important role, Ron. If you're the closer, if you're Mariano Rivera, like, bro, we need you. So I think being a clutch player in general is very important. A closer is very important, and so yeah, I think the award means a little more than we put it onto. Now, to Mars's point, I'm with you in agreement as far as like accolades aren't everything, and sometimes it can be a little skewed. Like for like Scottie Pippen, for example. Well, you don't got the defensive player of the year. How could you be one of the best defenders ever? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of situations, but I think we can show a little bit of love for this award, though.
But with that also being said, stay right there, Mars. Don't lose that. With that being said, we got a playoff race in the East that's about to heat up. What I mean when I say that is, with Brunson going out, how long you think Brunson's going to be out? He with that ankle injury, he could be out.
They said it's a sprain. They're hopeful. They said they're hopeful.
So let's say for the sake of
2
argument,
weeks. Let's say 2 weeks.
Okay, let's say 2 weeks. Just so we clear, I think they're 4 games ahead of Milwaukee as of right now. Without Brunson in the lineup, that's going to be huge for them without him because they rely on him heavily, particularly in the meat and potatoes of games. Now, we already seen what Cat does when the game gets tight, right? Cat, the fact that he missed the shots that he missed, he shot away from the basketball. Now, who's going to have to be that guy? Is it your guy, Ox, OG? They could end up losing some games. And this, you and I just talked about this yesterday, where there's some separation between, 4, 5, and 6 is bunched up. Well, I think that could tighten up now, considering Brunson is now out of the lineup. Milwaukee may be able to make up some ground.
Yo, Jordan, what Charles Barkley say?
Them young boys is coming.
Hey, Knicks, New York. Don't look now, but check it out. Y'all might be playing the Indiana Pacers in the first round.
Wait. What are we?
I didn't know you
What,
going
who's the
into
young
it
boy?
wrong.
Or the Pistons.
Yeah, the young team is the Pacers. So why are the Bucks are the old team?
Okay, well, them old boys is coming.
Well, the standings as
Either way it goes,
currently
somebody
are
got to come.
the Pacers. The Pacers are currently 1 game back of the Bucks. The Bucks are 3.5 games back of the Knicks. And I mean, so you're assuming that the Bucks take that spot?
Swiper, a climax will happen. It doesn't know where it's coming from, but it's gonna happen, bro.
I mean, hey, we all like
There will be interruption of sorts. We're not sure.
There will be.
We all like a good climax to a cinematic moment, a cinematic masterpiece. And this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a race all the way down to the finish. And I don't know, y'all.
Since we're talking about clutch, Ron, and you had brought it up to me. I mean, I had brought it up to you, and I'm not ridiculous enough to think that this can continue. But can it? Because I told you a couple of days ago, I'm not expecting to get 65 and 20 from both Luka and James. What did I get yesterday? What did I get yesterday? I think I got 64 and like 18.
63,
63 and 20 assists.
Yeah, that's not
21
what
rebounds too.
And 20 rebounds.
I know somebody that went 20 by himself, but that's neither here nor there. Continue, chill.
What do you shoot that?
Is it realistic to think that this can continue? Because if this is how they can play for the rest of the season, to Ron's point, we might have a parade on Figueroa.
Well, they just did it in back-to-back games. They combined for 60 against New Orleans too.
And everybody talked about it was because it was New Orleans. But then now you're playing against the Knicks, who are a better defensive team. They're a better overall team.
Way better.
Not according to Mars. Not according to Mars.
Well, they had OG and Obi on Luka.
It's the same level of defense to me. So
they had OG and Obi on Luka. You gotta respect that.
The Pelicans can suck. It doesn't mean that they're bad at everything. Same level of defense to me.
Oh man, I think that
the Knicks are a better defensive team.
With what was going on last night, I mean, sure, you can possibly play Cat off the floor. I think Cat had 13 rebounds, which was a big deal. It was his scoring that was the difference in them not winning. I'd like to think that was the difference. However, if you take him off the floor and you stick with a small lineup, the Lakers destroy them. The Lakers completely destroyed them without Cat on the floor as the glass cleaner that he is.
I mean, I think they destroy him, period. With him on the floor, off the floor. Like, going 3 for 13 is just unacceptable. Like, and I just, like, it ain't Anthony Davis out there. So, like, why are you going 3 for 13?
That's a good question.
Because they're playing different kind of defense. And
different kind. And I love watching Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt play together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love watching them dudes play basketball.
And you got to understand too.
That's my type of basketball right there.
When they're running that pick and roll and Cat pop, they not getting into a drop to let them just pop and shoot it. Like, it's like they recovering and closing out, and then it's like, bro, why do you still shoot it when you're not like that wide open? Like, why do you still do that?
Because he can't score.
Well, wait a minute. That I'm gonna have to take tough shots in order to score, but that's not Cat's shot.
But why? You don't have to take that shot though. Like, you don't have to take that shot. Like, it's early in the clock. Why do you want to take that? You shooting bad shots with 16 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, when was this during the game?
I mean, I thought it was throughout the whole damn game, to be honest with you.
And those shots that he was missing, by the way, Jordan, those shots that he was missing, he makes a lot of those shots. That's why he is who he is. Cat is one of the better jump shooters with the hand in his face. He's not shooting the shot wide open. That's not who Cat's get.
A lot of times he is though, because they play in a little bullshit ass drop coverage. A lot of times I don't understand, but when you switch it and you get in his face,
especially when you switch,
right? But when you switch it and you get in his face, now it's like, why settle for that? Like, go to something else, especially when you're 3 for 13.
What do you think he should have went to last night, based on what you saw?
Probably, he probably should have. He probably should have. Once he got that coverage, he probably should have passed it and just snuck right down to the post.
But there was no post to sneak down to.
And not only that, Jordan, you keep talking to me, Jordan, about Cat sneaking into the post. Like, what kind of post player do you want Cat to be? Because he's not
a good post player.
He's not that. He can play in the post. Let's be clear about that.
Listen, it's not about him playing. It's not about him playing like Jokic in the post or playing like Hakeem Olajuwon in the post. Just get him closer to the basket instead of when he try to dribble to the basket.
Jordan, I'm
over the ball.
I'm asking more specifically, like, because what they're doing is the Lakers are playing because I mentioned this yesterday, but when you have smaller players on the court, wings, you're allowed to have a level of physicality that you cannot have when you have a big.
Absolutely.
And the Lakers are pushing centers off the spot and out of the post. Yes. And they're using extreme physicality to do so. Now, LeBron could have been called a foul. Remember that last play when Deuce tried to give Cat the ball when Brunson went out. LeBron pushed him from the post to the 3-point line. And then I think Cat at this point is like, well, I can't, like, because you know, Jordan, if a big starts like getting big, throwing bows, all that stuff, it's an offensive foul. And so at this point, like, I think he's being out physicaled and he got pushed out.
Yeah,
and I think go ahead.
No, I understand what you're saying about it being physical. That's a part of the game. You're gonna have to deal with the physicality of the game one way or another.
How you understand that? How you understand that, Jordan?
I was about to say. Hold on. I was about to say that don't mean you still should let somebody push you out to the 3-point line. Like, that's number one.
It's LeBron James, bro.
Bro, that's a man, bro. Regardless if it's LeBron or not, that's a man, bro.
It's not like Trae Young's
a 6'9", 250.
He's 6'9", like 250.
Bro,
it's not like Trae Young's
but his Cat should not allow another man to push him from the block to the 3-point line. That should not happen. Number two, if you look at Cat, bad shots, a lot of them came with him trying to dribble into traffic, trying to throw up some crap.
But that's who he is, though, Jordan. He led the league
as a player. He's either shooting the three,
he's not good at that.
Putting the ball on the floor, and then trying to.
He always gets to the rim.
When he put the ball downhill player, and when he put the ball on the floor, he tends to turn the ball over a lot.
I'm gonna look at his shot chart right now, Jordan, because I was like
10 years, by the way. It's not like he's some like post player. These are the shots he's been taking for 10 years.
Okay, we understand he's been taking a shot for 10 years, but where did he go? All of his shots, when he put the ball on the floor, he turns the ball over.
Well, not all of them. He had some decent buckets.
His first couple were super short. He was relatively open on some of the threes, but he just it looked like he was in his head a little bit, which I think, given the circumstances, I think it's understandable. But I think that, like, I think he maybe not have plus the physicality, Jordan. I just think that that's his first time playing this Lakers team, Jordan. I think some of this is like you have to readjust.
I agree, but
second time.
My question would be:
he was terrible against the Lakers the first time too in New York.
Okay, but my question would be this: would you rather him put the ball on the floor and, bro? Every time he put it on the floor, even on the layup that he made, it was in traffic. Wasn't a good shot.
Yeah. I just watched it. Don't connect with contestant behind the center.
All of these are bad shots. Why not just catch the ball and just turn and shoot it?
Why is that a bad shot?
This is just who Cat is.
Because it's 2-3 people in the lane. Chill. That's why he turned it over a few times. It's not. That's not about his not. That's not a good excuse. That's who he is to take these.
That's who. I mean, that's just who he is.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any. But that's an adjustment.
I do agree. I think he plays soft. I think you can out physical him and throw him off his game. But I'm not going to criticize the shots that he takes because he's been doing it for 10 years.
But it's not about. I don't know if he's been taking. I think you.
Sometimes it just doesn't work because teams can.
You looking at the shot diet though. You're looking at him take these shots. And I'm not talking about him shooting the threes and all that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when he put the ball on the floor. It's like his IQ goes to 0. And he just dribble right in between.
He didn't get open shot all night, Drew. I'm watching these now. He didn't get one open shot the entire
evening. The answer is ain't to go into traffic. You ain't Kyrie Irving with the peel.
I would like to see him post up.
You're right, but you're asking Cat to not be Cat. which is fine.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with the flaws of Cat's playstyle. I'm very aware, and I'm
same here.
That's who he is, though.
And I agree.
He is.
And I agree that
this for 10 years.
It's not optimal. I agree, but the reality is, this is who he is. He's a flawed player. Yeah. Now we can say he shouldn't be a flawed player.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
He is.
He is. I vividly remember a play in the second quarter. He tried to back down Jackson Hayes in the middle of the paint. Jackson Hayes pushed him all the way to the corner 3, and he shot the 3.
And he shot a 3. Yeah, he shot the 3. Yeah, I saw
that's just him.
Oh, that turnaround corner 3 was
he's
so
gonna be
erratic.
If there's a crowd, he's either gonna travel or run someone over and commit an offensive foul.
That's just
what Cat is like.
And it's like, why though, bro? Why do that when you can just easily make the game simple? Look, easily, boom. Like Jokic does a lot of time. Pass it, walk him down to the post, catch it.
He's not as heavy as Jokic, too, by the way. I don't know how
he's not imposing.
Cat's also not Shaq. I don't know what type of player you see in Cat. Cat's not this. I mean, he's bigger than me, but he's not this heavy player who can just dominate on the block.
Cat was the heaviest person on the court last night.
Bro,
he was the biggest and heaviest person on the court.
Realistically, how much more does Cat weigh than LeBron?
I understand.
Cat weigh than LeBron?
Well, he has 3 inches on him, and he got to at least have, I'll probably say 10 to 15, 10 to 20 pounds.
I'm on ESPN right now. It says Cat's 248. I don't think
Cat's got to be more than 250.
248.
Right. Cat's a little.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
Big guy like a Jokic who could just overwhelm you with his size. He is 7 feet and he is 250. That's like a big dude, but he's not like Shaq. He's not a Diesel.
I understand that, but a lot of that is in his head though. A lot of that is because he doesn't want to.
And if he play physically, Cat doesn't.
But I guess what I'm
there's
trying
a
to
difference
say,
between physically and there's a difference between being physical and being aggressive. Cat knows how to be aggressive. That's why
he don't know how to be smart.
That's why he leads the league in charges. Being physical,
he don't know how to be smart.
Right. So he knows how to play aggressive. That's why he leads the league in charges. But being physical, like if I got a small dude on me, or if I got a guy, because we've seen guys playing against guys their size and beating them up. I've seen Joker beating up on Anthony Davis when you get him on the box.
Joker's 284 according to ESPN.
Right? And I've seen that. However, Cat, on the other hand, Cat knows where his bread is buttered. Cat is he's a shooting big man. That's who Cat is. Cat is not a guy that's going to play on the block. To your point, Jordan, he's not one of those guys that plays like the traditional big should play and take advantage of mismatches, take advantage of smaller dudes. He doesn't play like that. He get the big guy away from the basket. Cat's game starts 15 feet and out, and then it goes to the rim. His game doesn't start, no matter who's covering him. His game starts 15 feet and out, and then goes to the rim. It doesn't start if I got a smaller dude on me, 10 feet or in the mid post, and then I can move closer and then move away from the basket. That's who Cat is.
Yeah, but that means so we need to quit talking about the Knicks suck, man. With Jalen Brunson on the floor, Cat sucks too.
Cat might be the best shooter in that starting lineup too. By the way, Cat might be their best shooter.
3 for 13, 1 for 6, like trash.
If you want to ask, like, is Brunson a better shooter?
Jordan, come on, man.
Cat could be their best shooter in their lineup. I think percentage-wise,
they don't beat nobody that's good.
They haven't beat anybody.
They do got a point.
So it doesn't matter what somebody is doing against these teams that you're supposed to be, but when you play somebody that's good, you suck. Like, so something got to change. That's all I'm saying. Something got to change.
Well, it sounds like a Mikal Bridges problem too. I don't think he's getting enough smoke for some of these big games where he's just not there, like at all.
Well, that's also a part of it too. Like they have all these big money players on the roster. I think OG did his job. Josh Hart did his job. Brunson did his job. Where was Mikal? Where was Cat?
He shot 6
shots.
Mikal
took 6 shots. I traded 5 first-round picks for you.
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. I can appreciate your logic on Mikal. Remember, he had DFS on him last night. And DFS was navigating around those screens. He was chasing them off those screens. He kept the ball away from him. I thought he did a good job dealing with Mikal Bridges. Now, if you ask him Mikal Bridges, who I was big on Mikal Bridges. I was one who even said that what they get from OG Anunoby, they get that from Mikal Bridges. I don't even know why they extended him. I did say that. However, I can't discount the defense that DFS had on Mikal Bridges last night because Mikal Bridges plays primarily in the mid-range, and that 3 ball that he shoots that primarily in transition or relocating in the half-court set. right? They're not running checks for him.
Mikal gets no pass right now.
I was about to say, I love
you went
I'm not giving him a pass
for
one,
two, three, 4, 5 first-round picks.
I'm not giving him a pass, Ron. What I'm
Five?
DFS, but
if Rudy Gobert shoot 5 shots, ain't no one complaining.
Yeah, but Rudy, that's not Rudy Gobert's role, though. Rudy Gobert, if Rudy Gobert didn't get a pass when he was getting fried by Jokic, nobody gave him a pass.
Right.
When he got mixed by Luka, and he's not supposed to be able to guard Luka, we didn't give him a pass. Why? Because you're a 4-time defensive player of the year, 3-time, whatever it is.
That's narrative for Rudy, though. Rudy,
what's narrative?
Great.
I mean,
Rudy played great defense. All of those.
I absolutely gave him a pass for not being able to guard Luka in isolation. Yeah.
I still traded 5 first-round picks for you as a perimeter player.
You can't cover Luka.
The other scenarios, he didn't get a pass. Why? Because you're Rudy Gobert and you went for that many first-round picks. Mikal, you get no pass.
I'm sorry. Wait a second. Rudy.
I don't analyze players based on what a team traded for them, personally.
But regardless of what they traded for him, y'all gotta relax, bro. OG shot 18 shots. Carl shot 13 shots. JB shot 26 shots. Josh Hart shot 13 shots. There's one basketball, yo.
All right. Yeah, if Cat passed that motherfucker when he gets triple team, he might be open.
Y'all blame. I'm not saying y'all not necessarily blaming the loss on Mikal, but putting all this on Mikal that they lost. It's kind of disingenuous, seeing as the what they were doing, the way they were playing, looked to be like it. I can't say they were gonna win if JB they didn't get hurt, but I'm saying like it looked like it was working. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only one basketball though. Like everybody shot a lot of shots.
You can't manufacture shots that don't exist. If there's only 90 shots and Jalen Brunson takes 26 of them, and OG takes 18 of them, like we're already at half our shots from 2 people. Like
Mikal Bridges shot 6 shots last night.
Yep.
Same as finished the game with 6 points last night.
Look at how many Raphael shot.
I'm talking about Mikal Bridges.
What possessions were there? Do
you want to go watch the game of Playback after this? Because we can go do that.
I mean, if there's any that you remember where Mikal should have shot and he didn't shoot.
There's just
if you want to go to Playback, we can go to Playback and watch the whole game. I'm not about to just go and pull a random possession out of the second quarter. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm saying is, it's 6 points.
He got locked up.
6 shots with 6 points. To me, that's unacceptable for Mikal Bridges. No matter how you slice it.
Ron, you got to remember.
When I was watching last night's game, I know you're trying to say you can't manufacture shots. He took the same amount of shots as like McBride and Payne, but that's besides the point. When I was watching last night's game, there were moments where I'm like, offensively, is Mikal even in the game? He played 43 minutes. And there were just too many moments where I'm like, is this guy even involved offensively? Like, where is he right now? They did give up 5 first-round picks for him, and there's just moments where I'm like, he's not even touching the ball. He doesn't look that engaged offensively. Where is he? I would just like him to, just be more involved.
How many
sitting there in the corner chilling?
Y'all want him to shoot what, 4 more shots?
Or which is 1 a quarter. But even if that's the case, why are we taking out what the game plan was? They were actively leaving open Josh Hart. Actively leaving him open. And we all know that Mikal Bridges is not an elite one-on-one player. We know he's more of a catch-and-shoot guy. We know he's more of a transition guy, a relocate guy in the half court. And Dorian Finney-Smith, I think, did a good job on him last night, keeping the ball away from him, considering he's the 3rd leading scorer on that crew. He did a good job keeping the ball away from him.
Chill.
So I'm not gonna
43 minutes.
Yes, and in the 43 minutes that he played, how many
3 assists? 3 rebounds.
Now, how many
minus 12?
How many assists are you supposed to get when Jalen Brunson is dribbling?
Okay, how many rebounds is he supposed to get?
He's not a good rebounder. He's not a good rebounder. When Mikal Bridges takes 16 shots, he's still not a good rebounder. So,
if I had a real criticism, that was also a part of it too. They in this 4th quarter, they rebounded better. They would have won the game. But again, some of them were long balls that the Lakers were missing, getting long rebounds too. So, but they would have won the game with better rebounding in the game.
Yeah, but that's why I think Josh Hart still has to start, because OG and Mikal don't rebound like as wings. Like their only real rebounders are Cat and Josh Hart. You can't take one of them out of the lineup to me, because
I got a question.
When Cat contests a shot, no one on the backside is rebounding. OG doesn't rebound, Mikal doesn't rebound, Brunson doesn't rebound. So Like their wing lack of rebounding, I do think is a problem. The Mikal lack of shots, like I feel like it's box score watching as far as I'm concerned. Like he didn't pass up open shots, he just didn't get shots. He's an off-ball player. If an off-ball player isn't getting shots, that means there was nothing for him to shoot.
I've seen Mikal Bridges get to it before. Like
if you think Mikal Bridges getting to it is a viable form of offense for the Knicks, then that's what
we could primarily. So OG Anunoby's getting his shots. All his shots were open, or did he drive to the basket? Or did he drive to the basket? Did he take one dribble pull-ups? Did he take step back threes?
Because OG Anunoby had Luka on him. It's a conscious decision to attack Luka Doncic. Mikal Bridges did not have Luka on him. If anyone watches the game and understands what's going on, it's the Lakers were conceding shots to everyone not named Brunson, Cat, and Mikal Bridges. Everyone else, they were fine with shooting. They had Luka Doncic guarding OG Anunoby. It was definitely a conscious decision for the Knicks to attack Luka Doncic. A, to get him in foul trouble, and B, because they don't trust his foot speed on the perimeter. So that led to OG Anunoby taking shots. And anyone bringing up the Deuce McBride shots and campaign, they are ball handlers. Yes, they are ball handlers. They are going to control the offense and ultimately end up with more shots than Mikal Bridges, who's an off-ball player. Mikal Bridges not getting shots is not, Mikal Bridges, 5 first-round picks, we need more shots from you. If you can't tell me what possessions he was meant to shoot the ball, and I'm not saying you're meant to remember it off the top of your head, that's fine.
So it's just standing
there.
If
you were to watch the game again, you're not going to be like, oh, Mikal should have shot that shot. Like, he wasn't involved in the game. That's the
point I'm making.
That's my point.
Mikal Bridges magically got involved.
That's Martha's point exactly. The reason why he wasn't involved in the game was because they took him out of the game. They were specifically trying to keep him out of the game.
Then that's a Mikal problem.
Okay, then Ron, if we're gonna do that, we got to say that about a bunch of different guys.
We can say that. We can say that
last year you didn't say that last year when we watched Minnesota and Denver and Anthony Edwards went 6 for 24. You didn't say that about him, Ron.
He went 6 for 24. Yeah. Chill.
He got his shots up, but that's
put his shots up.
But Ron, I just want to ask you, Ron. I want to ask you, Ron, in your. But
you didn't say that
do you think that Mikal Bridges is such an intricate part to your offense? He's such a great scorer that you would see JJ Redick having this scheme as Lucas guarding OG. We got Dorian Finney-Smith on Mikal. Are we gonna take our offense like, okay, well, Mikal's such a great scorer that we need to figure out a way to get him the ball to score instead of going OG over attacking Luke. Is that something that you're gonna do? Like Josh Hart's getting left open. We're gonna let him shoot a wide open corner threes. Are we gonna go away from Josh Hart being open? Are we gonna go away from Jalen Brunson attacking and getting his shots off? Or are we gonna work our offense to get Mikal Bridges some shots?
This is what I'm saying.
I want to expand his question. Was that a coaching? Did JJ Redick outcoach Tibbs last night?
Yes. Well,
I want Ron to stay where he is because
Mars, you're being a little too kind. Because you know what? I was with you, and then I remembered what I remembered. No, I was with you, and then I remembered what I saw. He got outcoached in the fourth quarter, hands down. Yeah. But are we supposed to go away from our offense to force Mikal Bridges' shot? No. I'm asking why Karl Anthony Towns was on the court. Like that, he shouldn't have been on the court from 7 minutes on. 7 minutes on, Ox. He did nothing. Ox, he did nothing. And if he's in his head because of a life situation, I'm completely fine with that. Go sit on the bench. They got one stop, and it was when Mitchell Robinson was in the game because they played at the level and they rotated correctly for the first time the entire fourth quarter. Mitchell Robinson should have been in the game. Because at least if you're going to do this, at least if we run a pick and roll with Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson, then I can at least have a lob threat. Ox, they were acting as if Karl Anthony Towns was Russell Westbrook in the right corner. They weren't guarding him, and he wasn't a threat to them at all. Like he was not a threat to them in any way, shape, or form. He should have been out of the game 100%. They would have been better. They might have won.
And Swipe, but don't leave out the fact, and I think we talked about this earlier. Don't leave out the fact that they actively kept him in the action and consistently went after him. At every opportunity that they got, they got Cat in the action.
And then he was late on that three with Luka because he didn't want to get blown by, and that's when Luka made that left wing three, the second one. After remember Luka made the mid range shot then the next possession he made
Well,
that three-pointer.
That was really good defense from Cat.
Yeah, that's what
was the
mid-range.
first-
I think he
first
made
shot
good
was
defense
tough
on
shot.
both those possessions. If I'm
No, but
honest.
I think he was late though, because you know what, Luka, once he gets in that mode, like you have to step up like immediately. Because I would have blitzed him because they had been blitzing all game. No more. That's what I'm saying. They were blitzing Luka, and in that possession, because he was scared to get beat, he was late to the blitz, and so Luka had like 3 feet of room, and it's like, all right, bet, boom. Now again, that's not even his worst possession, but I'm just saying like Brunson needed help. That's Carl's job. Chill. Like you're here to do that, and you weren't doing it. So at that point, I'm just putting Mitch in the game, and we're just gonna go get it.
Fair enough.
Wait,
that's another thing too. Cat not shooting well. Cat not performing offensively. Once again, Mikal, to me, Mikal's that next option.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like in 43 minutes we could get more from you.
But what
if
do you
guys
think
that's a harsh, if you guys think that's a harsh criticism, so be it. But I believe he's. I believe he is.
Mikal could average 27 for a season, so you just think Mikal's something different.
I believe he's their third. I believe he's the third best scorer on this team.
OG has been the third best scorer this year, probably.
I believe Mikal's a better scorer than
if you're giving the ball to Mikal to go get a bucket so he can get some more shots, then you think Mikal's something he's not.
Mikal got a solid 2 dribble pull up, 3 dribble pull up, and Mikal can put his head down and get to the rim too.
Why
OG
is it just
can
about
as well.
getting Mikal shots? Why can't he get
Which is
himself?
off the ball, Ron. That kind of action that you just talked about.
Chill. If that's the case, he didn't touch the ball at all. If that's the case, this is what you guys are telling me.
That's what
He very rarely did.
He was
He very rarely
just in
did.
the
And if he
corner.
did get the ball of like a
Where's
driving
Cat?
kick, they were closing out hard, so he just made the right read.
Especially late in the game.
So if they're closing out hard, that's a blow.
He just swung it to the open man. That's what he did.
If they're closing out hard, that's a blow. I mean, regardless, however you guys slice it, I already said how I feel. I feel in 43 minutes, you should get more than 6 shots, Mikal Bridges. Campaign came in the game in 10 minutes, got 6 shots. Landry Shaman in 5 minutes got 3 shots. Deuce McBride in 20 minutes. A lot
of that is by design.
Sure. Okay, and I understand that. So by design, implement yourself in the game and get busy.
So he's meant to design.
There's truth. There's truth in this argument on both sides. There's definitely truth in the argument on both sides. On one hand, it's like you could tell like the offense was running through a lot of OG. They're doing pick and rolls, finding OG top of the key. It's either OG you shoot this 3 or take Luke off the dribble. Same with the Josh Hart 3s. But on the other hand, I do agree with Ron. It's like I don't even have to bring up the fact that they traded a lot for him. It's like, again, like I just said, there was just so many moments in this game where I'm watching. I'm like, where is Mikal Bridges? Like, is he even in the game? Like offensively, he's just there. He's not doing anything. He's not taking his own shot. He's not really influencing anything else offensively. He's just kind of there. And to me, that's a problem because you said OG is the third best scorer. I mean, statistically right now, Mikal's still the third best scorer on this team. Mm-hmm. I think Mikal's the third best scorer on the team. It's kind of like a wash, whatever you say. I think Mikal's the third best scorer on the team. The fact that my third best scorer is really just doing that bothers me. And he has these games against these big teams, and that's also their downfall. Everyone's blaming Cat. But when I got a guy here that I traded a lot for in these big games against like a Boston, against like a Cleveland, and he's just doing this for me in 43 minutes. Are you just logging cardio? Like, what are you doing? You're just there.
I think the reason there's a disagreement is because you guys think Mikal Bridges is better.
Yeah, y'all got tricked, man. And I got
that's why I think I don't think he's that good. So I just don't care that he's not playing. Like, I don't.
All right. Well,
he
takes.
Playing.
Okay. Well, he
don't
takes
think
15,
he's that good. I'm not surprised.
He takes 15 shots a game, and he took.
Like
6
you guys
shots.
seem to be surprised by the fact that an off-ball scorer can't create more than 6 shots in a game that he's being face guarded. Like I'm not. He's not that good. Like,
well, he takes.
Who would have thought a good defense would take him out the game by guarding him?
Mars, because you look at it as like you got because you look at it
as being face guarded and can't create your own shot. How the hell is he meant to get more than 6?
This is the first time.
That's like a him problem.
That's also true, Ron. But you got to look at it like
generally speaking, when Mikal Bridges gets face guarded by good defenses, he doesn't take a lot of shots. This is not the first game of the year that Mikal Bridges has been a non-factor offensive. This is far from the first game of the year that's been the case. He's just not that good.
Oh, I'm not saying he's like a special player, but I'm just saying it sounds like a him problem then.
He's
a flawed player. He's 1,000% a flawed player. I just like, I'm not looking at like, oh, Mikal has to be better. It's like, he's not that good for me to expect him to be better. Cat needs to be better because Cat's actually a really good offensive player. Mikal Bridges tricked you guys into thinking he's that good. He's not that good. So I'm just not sure.
Well, it's not that he's just not that good, and it's not that every game he's gonna. It's not that every game he's gonna take 15 shots a game or whatever. It's the fact like how y'all saying you got Jalen Brunson, you got Cat, then you got Mikal and OG. I think they kind of go off it like every game you're not going to be like, oh, well, this is our third best player today. This is our third best player,
and that's understandable. I get how that goes too. And they got Josh Hart too. Throw Josh Hart in that too.
That's going to be, and that's when you look at how many shots you're taking. It's like, to Mars's point, I think they're looking at it like, if DFS is guarding Mikal and Luka's guarding OG, then OG, you're going to be our third scorer today. If it was to flip the other way, where Luka's guarding Mikal and DFS is guarding OG, then Mikal, you're going to be the one taking 18 shots. I just think we got to remember that basketball isn't the same thing every day. You know what I'm saying? Basketball changes by the minute. Like,
of course,
it's every second. The NBA changes every. Yes, it does. 100% it does. Because it's a fluid game, and it's not this chart. It's not basketball.
No,
it is 100% basketball. And in every game, especially when you have a team that's built like this, where you got a main guy like Jalen Brunson, where you know he's going to get a lot of shots, but you also got a bunch of other guys that are averaging between 11 and 19. You know what I'm saying? When you got a team set up like that, that means we don't know who's going to be our third, fourth, and fifth scorer today. Josh Hart might go for 21. Mikal might have 11, and OG might have 16. Or it could be the exact opposite with those guys. We got to remember, this is basketball. It is not basketball, and things change by the minute in this sport.
Now, with that being said, Ox, there's a reason why we have a system. Like, you keep talking about things change by the minute. But the reason why we have a system is because the guys that we have, we've built this system around their skill set. So the idea that things change in as much as you say that they do, there are things that are not going to change. Jalen Brunson has the ball in his hands. We know that we go to Jalen Brunson pretty regularly. Cat is the guy who stretches the defense. That's part of our system. We've built our offense around the players that we have, and we built the system around these guys. Mikal Bridges is damn good in transition as a catch and shoot long ball shooter. He's great at relocating. He's very good coming off the screens and knocking down open shots. That's conducive to Jake. That's conducive to guys setting screens, which is what the New York Knicks has. That's part of the system. That stuff doesn't change. What I'm not going to do, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate the idea of this being an equal opportunity offense and getting everybody involved. However, when the system is what the system is, there are things that are absolute in the system. And these things don't change as much as you say that they do. That's why we have the system built the way we do.
Yeah,
but who are third leading scorers? Who are third leading scorers? Is definitely something that changes.
No, we're not, Ron. You keep saying that.
He's not just an off-ball player. Like you
got tricked by what happened when he got traded.
I'm talking about him with the Knicks. I'm not.
You thought that was.
I'm not talking about the Suns. I'm not talking about the Nets. I'm talking about what I've seen with him do with the Knicks. I've seen Mikal get busy one-on-one. And you guys keep bringing up Dorian Finney-Smith. Okay, Dorian is a good defender. The nigga ain't Dyson Daniels. You can go get a bucket on Dorian Finney-Smith.
You can, but hold on. No. You can, Jordan. You can. But what the Lakers are doing, they're making it very difficult to get ISO possessions versus anyone. The way they are guarding everyone. They are trying to limit as many one-on-one opportunities versus everybody on the roster. That way, everybody looks good defensively. And on top of that, there's constant help with the way JJ Redick has designed this new look defense. Maybe somebody figures it out soon, maybe as of next Friday. But until that point, we're really going to have to sit here and just acknowledge that they're not getting one-on-one matchups. I'm just saying, I don't know. But Jordan, you're not getting one-on-one matchups with the Lakers right now, unless you're on the perimeter. And even on the perimeter, Mars, every time Brunson had Luke on an island, they're sitting here like,
yeah, there's pre-help in the guts every time.
Help.
Like, yeah. I also want to be fair. For a lot of the game, Austin Reeves was also on Mikal Bridges. So if you want to say he should have attacked Austin Reeves, it's like, okay, but I mean, at the same time, he's not the ball handler. He's playing off the ball. So you want them to go away from what they were doing offensively to get Mikal Bridges isolations or whatever, which is fine. But this is why I say I'm the reason I'm not shocked or disappointed. That's not him. He's not that good for me to where I justify taking the ball out of my ball handler's hands to have Mikal Bridges go at Austin Reeves and try and create a shot because, hey, we traded 5 picks for you, so we need you to go create a shot on Austin Reeves, despite the fact that I think our offense is better if you don't do that. Like, I'm not just going to do that. So if you want to do that because of what you traded for him, or because you think he's capable of scoring at Austin Reeves on moderate efficiency, that you'll live with those possessions because you think it's worth it, that's fine. I just don't think Mikal Bridges is that good of a shot creator to justify taking possessions away from my actual good ball handlers to do that. I'm just not as high on Mikal Bridges offensively, which is why I'm not disappointed in Mikal Bridges being uninvolved offensively in a game plan that tried to keep him uninvolved offensively.
And on top of that, to add to what you just said, Mars, I mean, when Austin Reeves was on him, we can't discount the fact that Jalen Brunson had it going at that point. So I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing to now get you the basketball when Jalen Brunson has it going, one of your better ball handlers and arguably your best scorer. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to. Now, don't get me wrong. I do want to get Mikal Bridges involved in the offense. But if you got one of your better scorers, they have it going. I kind of want to keep that thing going. That's what coaching is about.
I was just about to say that.
Yo, right quick. I gotta just hold that thought, Mars. I gotta step in because we have to tell you guys about a beautiful purple app called PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. Yes, when you play $5, you get 50 back instantly in promo funds. And we are going to show you guys how to do it right here, right now. Y'all, we got to be quick today. We only got 4 picks, so let's go ahead and make it happen. Mars, how you rocking? And also, too, remember, we are on Playback watching the Heat and
9
the Wolves.
points for Jalen Green yesterday, by the way.
I told you the less would hit. So I'll do Bam more, whatever his PRA is.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. How did we do yesterday, Ron, by the way?
Trae Young.
He had a good game, but he didn't score enough points.
Didn't hit his points more.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right, chill.
Mars, you did say more on the PRA.
Yeah, I said right? More PRA. Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to take a look at that. I want to take a look at James Harden's line against the Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks have a back-to-back.
James.
Wait, chill. We on the main stage.
Oh,
Rockets and Wolves.
Stage.
Yeah,
Rockets and Wolves.
Timberwolves and Heat.
Or yeah.
Rockets.
So Miami and Minnesota. Ron, what did you take?
He said Rockets in Minnesota. He's just
no. I'm sorry. I didn't.
That's Bam up there. PRA. Bam PRA.
Ron, I know. Mars took Bam. Let's see. How about Jaden McDaniels? Let me see what his line look like. Let's see what Jaden McDaniels' line looks like. 13.5 points. I like that. That 19.5 points and rebounds, I'll take that. I'll take the more on that.
More or less.
I'll take the more on that. Yep.
How you rocking, Ox? I'm going with Ant.
Okay. Where at?
So you already know. Just go more on that. Matter of fact, what's the demon?
Uh-oh. Ron about to trick the bread.
Hold on.
Hey, if we got bread to be tricked, let's trick it.
Hey, it ain't tricking if you got it. You're right, Ron.
Come on.
Actually, I think it is 100% tricking if you got it in its purest form.
Give me the 30 demon.
They tricking if you got it, Ox.
Wait, 33.
Them be the best trickers.
Yeah.
I'm saying you just got to accept the fact that you're tricking. Stop trying to sugarcoat.
I'm tricking.
Just do some good old tricking. I do want to just put in a quick petition. You know what I'm saying? De'Aaron Fox back in the Golden State. I mean, in the Golden One Center. I think this is going to be a vengeance game for Debo. I think he's going to go over in the Demon. But if y'all don't want to let me pick that, it's fine.
We stayed on the main stage.
I got some vengeance to get off right now, Ron. But all right. Let me see. Tyler Hero. I'll take the more on 24.5.
What's the demon?
I don't know. I don't want to see it.
All right. Throw that on there. All right. That's how we rocking, y'all. Bam, PRA, 34.5. We going more. Jaden McDaniels, points and rebounds, 19.5. We going more on that. Anthony Edwards, we got a demon pick with Ant-Man, 33.5. Obviously, we going more. And Tyler Hero, 24.5 points. We going more. Somebody yesterday said we're some morons. You're damn right. More. All right.
Hey, but hold on, Ron. So as a team, we don't just want to throw Debo on there. Just as a team together, us together, we don't want to throw Debo vengeance on.
Yeah, can we 20 plus shots? Can we take 20 plus shots? Can we take that?
Ox, you can throw him on there if you want.
No, swipe out. We know how much you love Debo, so we're gonna go ahead and just take him against the Spurs.
You taking the more on Debo?
Yeah.
Mars, did Jalen Green hit yesterday?
Yeah. Hell no.
Oh, yeah, I took the less. I always take the less, and I've been right the last 2 games, and you keep
the last 2 games. You definitely was right.
Yeah. But what I think happened? Are we done with PrizePicks? We done?
Yeah.
What I think happened was the game was unfolding, and people were watching it, and everyone was amazed by what Jalen Brunson was doing, and then everyone was disappointed in what Cat was doing. And then the Knicks lost, and they saw after the fact, damn, Mikal had 6 shots. He's got to get more shots if they want to win. While the game was unfolding, I don't think anyone was looking at each possession and like, Mikal should have got the ball right there. I don't think anyone was doing it. I don't think anyone was watching the game, how the Knicks were being guarded, the offense they were running, and like, that possession would have been better if Mikal took that shot. No, I don't think anyone came to that conclusion. I think what happened is after the fact, they retroactively looked at the game and was like, Mikal surely has to take more than 6 shots. But then if they go back and watch the game, they couldn't tell you any situation in which Mikal should have shot the ball and didn't. That's my problem. Mikal Bridges plays a certain type of game. It's a very valuable game. I said last year, I think he's one of the best off-ball players in the NBA, especially as an off-ball scorer. He moves very well. He cuts well. He finds open space well. He did all of those things last night. He was cutting. He was filling the lanes in transition. He was moving. The difference was he didn't create separation because I think it was a conscious part of the game plan to not let Mikal Bridges get the ball in the middle of the floor, or on closeouts and driving kick opportunities, we close out to Mikal and we X out to the shooters above the break, normally an OG Anunoby, normally a campaign, whoever that may be, we take Mikal Bridges' offense away from him. That was a conscious decision. The only times in which they blew that coverage that I can remember was in the 4th quarter when Dalton Connect was in, notoriously bad defender Dalton Connect. He closed out to Mikal Bridges incorrectly, and Mikal Bridges drove middle and got to a jump shot. When Mikal Bridges had the opportunity to score against the Lakers' coverage against him, he did it. The issue is the Lakers' coverage against him was more aggressive than you would normally see for a Mikal Bridges, so he wasn't as involved as he would be in a game against the Chicago Bulls. That's not a knock on Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges played his regular game. Just sometimes when you're as off-ball as he is, and you want a focal point of the offense like a Klay Thompson, sometimes you're just going to have games where you don't get a lot of shots. If the Knicks won this game and Jalen Brunson didn't get hurt and they closed out the game, ain't no one like, Mikal Bridges should have took some more shots. The reality is he has a game that is going to, sometimes you're going to get a lot of shots, sometimes you're not. Like, that's just how it goes sometimes. Like,
what else is he doing?
I don't know, Ron.
What else is he doing offensively?
It's just not that deep to me. They just lost and people are trying to find a reason. And it's like,
what else is he doing offensively?
He averages 17, so he should take more. But
what do you mean? What else is he doing?
I've been watching every single play of the game. You can't convince me you expected Mikal Bridges to get shots. Like,
against the Lakers last time, he was getting his own shot. Against the Lakers last time, I think he took like 14 shots. He did really good. What I'm just trying to say is, I do agree with you to a certain extent. I did watch the game, and I saw a lot of it move through OG. It felt like a flip game, where it felt like Mikal played more of an OG game, because OG doesn't take that many shots normally. OG only takes anywhere between like 7 to like 11 shots a game. It seems like Bridges play more of an OG game, and OG played more of a Bridges game, because Bridges shoots like 14 to 15 shots a game. But my question is, then what is Mikal doing offensively then if he is getting taken out of the game? Because he is supposed to be still a big part of this team.
I don't think he should have been on the court. Like that's a whole different. I don't think he should have been on the court.
Then could I say that's a problem?
I've been saying that.
Could I say that's a problem? Because he was brought to this team.
Oh, absolutely. That's a problem. Yeah.
He was brought to this team to make them more talented, to make them closer to Boston, who just won the title. And why? Well, that's the reason why they brought him on this team. That was a failure
the moment they did it. I mean,
well, yeah. Oh,
you weren't here, but he's not.
Oh no, I'm not saying it was whether it was the right move or not, but that was the Knicks' idea. was to get that person on the team to make a more talented and make it like a Boston light team and have all these wings and have all these different type of creators and such, then that's a problem. And that's what I'm also trying to say. It's
but Casual, if it was the other way around, Casual, if it was the other way around, because you said that he had an OG game and he had a Mikal game, if you flip it around, then y'all gonna be up here saying, man, they gave OG $43 million a year and he took 6 shots. Like, I mean, that's just a part of the game.
Oh, I said there's truth on both sides. I agree with both sides of the table. I do agree, but I'm just saying my part. It's like this guy usually takes 15 shots a game. This guy's been taking roughly 14 to 15 shots for like the last 3 years. He was supposed to be the third scorer on this team. That was the whole idea. And I would like a more active offensive game. I'm not asking him to shoot 15 shots in a game. I know basketball, there's not enough shots to go around. And when OG and Hart are taking that many shots, Mikal obviously is not going to shoot that many shots. It's like, but like I said, I couldn't tell you certain moments where I'm like, I think the Knicks would have been better here giving Mikal the ball. Because me personally, I like when Jalen Brunson shoots like 25 shots a game because he's that type of player. There was just moments when I'm watching, I'm like, where's Mikal? Like,
yeah, I think we underestimating. But I think we underestimating how good the Lakers defense have been too over the last few months.
We can talk about.
Oh, I'm not underestimating. I love the Lakers defense. I think perimeter they're being really scrappy. But
yeah, but Mikal isn't that player. Like, who do y'all think Mikal is? T-Mac? Like, what the hell y'all think?
Well, I don't think they're going that far.
Okay, but when people say who do you think Mikal is,
can I say something real quick, and then you can
real quick to Jordan's point. It's like, who do you think Mikal is? T-Mac. Mikal Bridges shoots like 14 shots a game and averages 17 points. That's like double what he did last night. So to say, like, who do you think Mikal is? I saw Mikal in the Garden last month against the Lakers, hours before the Luka trade, play a much better game where he was actually taking opponents off the dribble. Do I think the Lakers had a better defensive game plan last night? Sure.
But exactly.
You are kind of still underselling the type of player Mikal is.
No.
Y'all do know that Mikal Bridges only averages 1 more point than OG Anunoby, right? Like, Mikal averages 17
points. It takes like 3 more shots.
Y'all underselling that the Lakers just had the defenders to do the game plan that they wanted. Like, why in the hell would I want Mikal taking Dorian Finney-Smith off the dribble and trying to shoot a shot over a really good defender? Why the hell would I want that when I can?
You guys Hill doesn't get defensive attention. This is you guys
not
this is the first time that he's faced a caliber player like Dorian Finney-Smith.
It's not the first time he's taken 6-7 shots in a game. It's not. He did that like a week ago against the Hawks. They won the game, but no one cared. Or maybe no one watched the game. I don't know. But I want to say I agree with what Casual said. The Knicks got Mikal Bridges to be that wing, not to rival Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but to be that wing that adds an extra offensive element and, in theory, defense as well. I agree with that. So if you're looking at him like the Knicks got you to do this and you're not doing this, I'm disappointed. Cool. What I'm saying is, I know that's why the Knicks got him. The Knicks was stupid to think he could have done that. So I'm not mad at Mikal for the Knicks' incompetence. The Knicks were wrong when they profiled Mikal Bridges. They were wrong when they thought Mikal Bridges was worth the price they paid for him. They were wrong when they thought Mikal Bridges was the answer to what they thought they needed on the wing. They were wrong when they thought Mikal Bridges offensively and defensively was the answer to push them to a championship. The Knicks were wrong. I'm not mad at Mikal Bridges for being the flawed player I knew he was in Brooklyn in terms of self-creation, in terms of being this offensive focal point and being that third offensive piece. I'm not mad at Mikal Bridges for being what I knew he was a year ago. When he was on the Nets, Ron can attest to this, Ox can attest to this, Trill can attest to this. I was saying Mikal Bridges is not that good. When Ron said Mikal Bridges could average 27 a game for a season, I said Ron was stupid. Ron can attest to that. Because I knew Mikal Bridges couldn't do that. And I know you're not saying he should do that on the Knicks. I know you're not saying he should average 27. But I'm not mad at Mikal for being the flawed player I already knew Mikal was. I'm not even mad at the Knicks for being stupid. I'm just acknowledging that the Knicks were wrong.
Which is fair.
The Knicks were wrong when they profiled Mikal Bridges. I'm not going to blame Mikal for the Knicks being wrong about him.
You know what's so crazy is though, Mars? You know what's so crazy is? Like people had that stance on Mikal Bridges, like do this, do that. But when I say that about Cat, now it's like, well, that's just who Cat is. That's just who he is. That's just who he is. And it's like, Mikal's the same way.
No, it's not the same way, Jordan.
Mikal's not field goal. Mikal's just 15 shots a game.
The reason why. What if I
take 17 shots a game? He took 13 last night. Let's talk about Cat shooting 4 more shots.
Okay,
Great.
so what if I told you?
Shots created for him. So like,
But not only that, Mars. What if I told you that this season in the 62 games that the Knicks have played, he has 5 games, where he's taken single-digit shots. That means 90% of the games he's taken double-digit shots. Maybe this was just an anomaly last night. Is that fair, Ron? Maybe this was just an anomaly last night. What you said.
And I also said that too. I felt like he played more like an OG type game because those are games that OG had.
Because of the game plan, though.
And would it be an anomaly? Maybe, just maybe, the Lakers defense had something to do with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the game plan.
I just said it was more like in the middle.
Overreacting to what Mikal did. We overreacted to what Mikal did, and we not.
I don't
and
think
we
it's not an overreaction. It's not an
Yes,
overreaction. We just
we
we seen
Cat.
what happened last night. He shot 6 shots and scored 6 points. All I'm saying, I feel like y'all going way too deep with this. All I'm saying is I believe Mikal should have did more in 43 minutes.
And I think Cat should did more too.
If y'all
in
don't,
42 minutes.
all right, that's it. Like I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm not saying Mikal Bridges is this awesome player. I just think that you're better than 6 points. And I think we all can agree.
He's not. He was bad last night. Like one of his worst games of the season, one of his lesser games of the season. Defensively, he was uninvolved because he wasn't the primary defender. He was guarding Austin Reeves for most of the night because OG took the Luka assignment. And offensively, he was uninvolved. Some of it, I don't put the offense. Like the offense wasn't. He was doing his regular Mikal Bridges stuff. He just didn't get the ball. So the issue is outside of scoring away from the basketball, he just doesn't do a whole lot. He's not a playmaker too. Yeah, but that's Mikal Bridges. Like He's not going to rebound. He's not going to help you on the glass. He's not a playmaker. He can make a connective read. Like you close out to him, he'll swing it. Like he did that last night. That's just Mikal Bridges doing regular Mikal Bridges things. And he's not gonna drive a closeout and get downhill and create for people. That's not his game. Like if he's not scoring offensively, he's not doing much.
And that was like my largest problem with.
But that's
team.
always been Mikal Bridges. And it's like I guess the difference. I'm just like I'm past that at this point with Mikal Bridges. I just don't expect anything from him. So it's just. I guess
when you say you don't expect anything from him, I think that's the buzzword. I think that's the trigger word from people. Because when you say stuff like "I don't expect anything from him," you make it sound like he's whack. He's just not that good. He's not that good.
I expect him to be a nice complimentary. He can score one dribble, like whatever.
Which is what he is. But the buzzword and the trigger words that you use
are extreme. It's extreme.
That gets people. I just don't think he's that good. Well, wait a minute. He actually is good at what he does. He might not be that good, but he's good at what he does.
He's not that good to justify changing the offense to get him involved. That's what I said. Which I still stand on. I don't think he's that good to justify going away from Jalen Brunson. Even Cat, who's having a bad game, I don't think he's that good to justify doing those things.
I got tricked. I
can get to that.
I definitely got tricked.
It's like
when I saw him getting traded to Brooklyn.
We spending too much time.
25 a game. I was like,
oh, we're spending way too much time on Mikal.
Yeah, we spending too much time on Mikal.
And I take blame for this because I've turned it into something.
And not enough time. Like we overreacting to Mikal and we underreacting to Cat just being garbage last night. Like we just,
I thought we already established that Cat wasn't good last night.
No, but y'all go into detail about Mikal, 5 first-round picks. Mikal,
first of all, you showed up late, Jordan. We talked about Cat. We talked about getting Cat into action. We talked about what Cat wasn't doing. You showed up late.
Chill was talking about he might get played off the floor in the playoffs.
Yes, we would definitely.
I don't know how much more underreacting we can do. Like he said, Cat might be unplayable. That's a pretty.
Mars, there was a stretch. Real quick, Jordan. There was a stretch.
Mikal Cat.
It was right around. It was about 3 minutes into the third. I mean, in the fourth, and I'm watching him go after Cat, and I'm thinking to myself, how much longer can you keep him on the floor? I'm not sure if we could keep him on the floor if they keep going because we don't have anybody to protect Cat out here. We don't. He's our best rebounder. He's our best rebounder. We don't have anybody to protect him, so we might have to take him off the floor. Just like what happened with Rudy Gobert against Dallas. Like we might have to take him up. I was thinking the same thing with Cat last night. Like he might get played off the floor. This isn't going to work. We can't keep him out here. No.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We about to transition. I got a graphic I want to put on the screen. This happened during the game last night. I screenshotted it on my phone. And this is the best records in clutch games. Obviously, at the top, you can see the Cleveland Cavaliers are there at 20-6. Last night, this was during the game, and you can see the Knicks and the Lakers. So the Knicks are now 16-8, and the Lakers are 20-10. Then you got the Celtics at 17-10, and you got the Milwaukee Bucks at 16-12. You guys have any thoughts on this?
I
Means
don't
nothing.
think it's that important. Yeah.
Yeah, because last year the best clutch teams in the league were the Nuggets and the Magic when the Nuggets ran out of gas in Game 7 with all the clutch juice in the world. So
I mean, I think it's valid.
Means something.
I think you have to know like who are they going up against in the clutch.
Yeah,
There's a lot more context to it, but being a good clutch team is relevant. I do think that's relevant.
Yeah,
I think
it's
what
relevant.
I think what matters.
OKC's 10-8 in the clutch. Do we
I think what
they're
matters the most, Ron.
Yeah.
The stat.
I never said it's the be all end all, but
Wow.
I do think there is some concerns about OKC's offense down the stretch of games. Yes.
Here,
I think there'll be some concern to the
Boston
Lakers
Celtics are
at the end of the
17-10.
game too.
The Pacers are 14-11. The Nuggets 15-11. Bucks
7
are
games
16.
over 500. That's pretty good in
For
the
who?
clutch. If you're 7 games
Not
over
really.
500
I
in the
think
clutch,
that's.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to
I
think
think
Picture you're
they're-
playing in the
I
clutch.
like to
They're
think
more
it's
clutch
damn
situations.
good.
Clutch games, and you're just playing like the Hornets, like late in games.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say because if we play a close game against the Hornets, like they just didn't get up for that.
You need
Depends who you play.
context for sure. You need context.
But what
for
I
sure,
what I was trying to
being
say,
a good
what I was
clutch
trying to
team is
say,
important.
the
What do you want
stat
to
that matters
16, Mars?
the most, the stat that
Yeah,
matters
we
the
had the
most
most
to
clutch
me,
wins. I think we still have the most clutch wins in the NBA.
the stat that matters the most to me is not the close games for the Lakers. It's the fact that it feels like they haven't lost to a team above 500. Like
Look at that. The two best clutch
Haven't
teams
lost to a
in net
team above
rating in
500.
the NBA are
in like a
Cleveland.
month and a half.
The
Since they've
Lakers are
gotten Luka,
third.
they haven't lost. I think the last
Casual,
game they
I
lost
don't
was
think
like
the
the
Lakers.
Lakers a month and a
One
half
more
ago.
time.
Lakers ain't
I want to
been
make sure I
playing
heard.
nothing though.
Yo, we got one mic.
We got one mic.
One
We got
more
one
time.
mic. We got one
One more
mic.
time, Swipe. I heard. One more
We
time,
got
Swipe.
the three best clutch teams in the league per net rating. Cleveland Cavaliers 37.2. But crazy. Denver Nuggets plus 17.8, and then the Los Angeles Lakers plus 15.8. And then if I season segmented out to the last 10 games since Luka's been there, the best clutch teams in the NBA per net rating: Cleveland Cavaliers plus 47.6, the LA Lakers plus 42.3, and then the Denver Nuggets plus 38.1. There's a consistent theme here.
Oh no, the Warriors lost to the
To
Sixers.
add a guy like Luka to your roster when you get into the meat and potatoes of the game.
But who have the
Your
Lakers
point.
really beat? That was like valuable. Like,
What?
In the
What?
clutch? In the
Dude,
clutch?
what?
Period.
Bro,
Like,
nah, bro.
The
Oh
Knicks
my.
suck.
Well, I mean, they
Jordan,
just beat
Jordan,
the
Jordan, the Knicks
Knicks.
don't suck,
Nah,
Jordan.
just
They
stop.
do suck. They lose against every team that's elite. They
No, they-
suck.
That doesn't mean that they suck.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. That just
If you
means
lose
that we ain't
against
as
the
good as
elite
the
teams, you
elite
suck.
teams. What's
suck.
going on,
Okay,
Jordan?
no, they 0-9.
Time out.
So the only
Against the best teams in the league.
wins that are valuable to you is if you beat
They're
Boston.
2 and over.
Teams
Are we
are
talking
valuable
about
in
the
the league.
Lakers, or are we talking about the Lakers?
You
right
think
now?
Denver's good?
They beat
Jordan,
Boston
they
and
beat
Cleveland.
Denver.
Boston and Cleveland.
The Lakers are on a 10-game win streak against teams above 500.
Oh man, we don't care about
Oh, no,
that.
they
Let's
lost
name
They
the
beat
teams.
the
we don't
Nuggets,
care
the
about that.
Celtics, the Knicks, the Clippers. They are beating these Pacers.
The
They are
Clippers.
beating all these teams above 500.
The Knicks
It
got hurt
feels
last
been like
night.
a month and a half since they've lost to a team.
Do you think the
above
Clippers are good?
500.
You think the Clippers are a good team?
But
They beat the Celtics. They beat the Celtics.
I can't take the Celtics.
How
They
good are
beat
the
the
Celtics?
twice.
Though I
They
think it's
beat
time
the
to have a
Celtics.
conversation.
No. Celtics and Cavs. I
You
give
just
you that.
you just asked me.
No, they
now
lost
you're
to
moving
the
the
Cavs.
goalposts.
They lost to the
Now
Cavs.
you're
I'm not
moving the
giving. I'm not
goalposts.
moving the goalposts.
Because you just said the
Bro,
Lakers
you
are
said
beating good
10
teams.
games, bro. You named 2 teams. Name the rest. What other
I
teams they
said
beat? The Jazz
Celtics.
twice?
Okay, here we go.
The Jazz
Celtics.
twice?
They beat the
No.
Mavs. They beat the
Celtics.
Mavs.
Is that good? Is that good or no? Is that good or no? Celtics. Is that good or no?
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
good
I
or
already
no?
gave you that
Okay,
one. Yes, I
next.
gave you that one.
Denver. In Denver. Is that good or no? Let me know. Is that good or no?
Yes, that's fine. Yep,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay,
yes.
cool. Okay, cool. Clippers twice. Mind you,
Not good
one
enough
game.
with the Clippers
No.
twice.
You're
Not good
not
enough
going
with
to
the
do
Clippers
this. You're not
twice.
going to do this, Jordan. You're not going to
Yeah,
do this,
why
Jordan.
not? The Clippers
Because
suck.
one of the
Why
games.
not?
Team, Jordan.
No. Hold on.
He
One of
thinks
the
there's
games.
only 3 good
Hold
teams
on,
in the
bro.
NBA. If you want to say
Hold on.
OKC, Denver, or Boston, apparently none of them.
Hey, Cleveland. Respect
So then
Cleveland,
no
Jordan.
other win matters then.
They lost to
If
Cleveland.
so
you're
no
not
other
beating
win-
the top 3 teams,
Keep
no
going,
other win
Casual.
matters.
Casual, keep going.
I'm not
But
finished.
if the
I'm not
Lakers
finished.
lost
And
to one of
y'all
those
know
games,
I'm
one of
not
those teams,
finished.
then we criticize.
Casual.
Clippers
I'm not
suck,
finished.
and y'all know it.
I'm not
They played the
finished.
Clippers
No, come on,
twice.
bro. I'm not
They
finished.
played the Jazz
Go ahead,
twice.
Go ahead,
That's
Casual.
4 out of
No,
10
no,
games.
I'm about to
They
say-
don't.
I'm not finished.
Jordan.
I'm not finished.
Go
What I'm
ahead,
trying to say
Casual.
is, after the Celtics and Nuggets, one of those games against the Clippers, by the way, they were underdogs because it was just LeBron and Luka and friends. They were down like 2 or 3
There's
starters.
no way you
Keep in
finna
mind,
tell
they
me
were
LeBron and
underdogs to
Luka
the
are
Clippers
underdogs.
in
There's
Los
no way you
Angeles.
finna tell me LeBron and Luka are underdogs. There's no way
As someone
you
who
say
bets
that.
and sees the lines, they were 2.5-point favorites to the Clippers in Los Angeles with just because it was LeBron,
Don't
Luka,
give a damn what the line is. You're talking about Luka and LeBron. Why would they be underdogs? bro. Anytime LeBron and Luka
they're
on the
down
team,
like
you got a chance to win. What are you talking about?
because they're down like 2 or 3 starters. That's why. And number 2, I'm not done.
Yeah.
They beat the Knicks twice. Are the Knicks good?
Bro.
They
They
beat the
wasn't
Knicks
down
twice.
LeBron and Luka. They was down some starters.
Yeah.
They wasn't down
Yeah.
LeBron and Luka though, right?
One of the
Yes,
Knicks
the
was
Knicks are
without
good team.
Luka
Yes,
too.
Pass,
Luka or AD.
yes, Pass.
It was
One
LeBron
of the
and
Knicks was out
Reeves.
Luka and AD. It was just LeBron
and it was
friends.
and it was in Madison Square Garden.
In
by the way,
Madison
and they
Square
went in there and
Garden.
smoked them. But keep going.
in
They
Madison
went in
Square
there. Keep
Garden.
going.
We already established the Knicks.
Oh no, okay. Next, they beat a nice Pacers
No,
team
we
with
have
just Austin Reeves.
Can we make it simpler? Jordan, what wins do you value? Tell me
Exactly.
teams that you
I like
what
the
teams
Nuggets
mean
one.
something?
I like the Nuggets one. I like the Celtics one. I like the Cavs.
They
After
lost to the
that-
We haven't beaten the
They lost
Cavs yet. I don't think they've beaten the Cavs.
Okay,
They
okay,
lost both
okay.
games. They lost
No,
both
I'm just going off the teams that he named.
I told you there's only like 3 teams in the NBA.
And I don't think
Like,
they've beaten
you're
OKC
with that.
either. But
If it's
I don't
not
think they
OKC,
play
if it's not Boston, if it's not
We
Denver,
talking about
it's
the
not
last
Cleveland, it doesn't
out of the last 10. I'm talking about the last 10.
Okay,
We know they
okay,
played
so-
the
so the-
Clippers.
so the-
hold on, because y'all like to do this. When I make a point, y'all
If they
go
beat
to
the
like
Bucks
9
next week,
different
is
things.
that, if they beat the Bucks next week, is that valuable?
It'd be a good win. Yes,
They-
it'd be a
they
good
play
win.
the
I'm
Celtics
talking
tomorrow.
about the last.
They play the
Okay,
Celtics tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay,
But
we
keep
talking
going,
about the
Jordan.
last.
Keep going, Jordan. Keep
Exactly.
going,
We're
Jordan.
talking about the last 10. We brought up the last 10. Like it was that spectacular. How many times they beat the Clippers in the last 10?
2.
Twice.
How many times they beat the Jazz in the last 10?
None.
Oh my God, bro.
The
No.
Jazz game, I think, was more than 10 games.
I
No,
didn't
they
say
lost
last
one or
10 games.
two.
I said last.
Wait.
They made
Stay
it
right
once
there,
twice.
Jordan. Jordan, stay right there. Okay, once. They beat the Jazz once. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
That was 11
Okay.
games ago, but yeah, same point.
I didn't say. Okay, can I clarify?
All right,
I didn't say. I didn't
what
say
did you say,
last
Kevin?
10 games. I said last 10 games against teams above 500. They haven't lost.
Okay.
Oh,
all right,
so you
see,
wait.
see, look.
Hold on.
I know you
Hold
was-
on.
I know you was
How many
going
games?
there.
Hold
I
on.
know you was-
Jordan, let me get context. Let me get
That's
context.
the Knicks, the Clippers. That's the Knicks, the Clippers twice, the Timberwolves, the Mavs, the Nuggets, the Pacers, the Warriors. The Clippers, the Knicks.
Then they lost. They lost to the Clippers like a
Denver.
month and a half ago. That was
Then the
their last
Warriors.
loss.
They beat the Warriors again. The Celtics.
That's the Jimmy Butler game?
And then, so the last time they lost,
Minnesota.
the last
I don't
time they
think- I
lost
don't
to a
think
team
Jimmy
above
Butler played
500
twice. I guess so.
was January 19th, where they lost to the.
But you can. But I could do you
So,
one
too
better.
much
They lost to
I'll
who?
take, I'll take 2 games off and
yeah,
do
January
last
19th, they
8
lost to the
because
Clippers.
2
That
of
was
those
last team
games,
above
the Knicks
500.
and the Celtics, were before the
that's like
Luka
10
trade. So we could just take the Celtics.
I
And
mean, I
Knicks
was just
game
talking
out.
about. Yeah, I was talking about
Yeah,
just the
before the
Luka
Luka trade.
Doncic and the
Mars-
Mavericks. I was talking about
Mars
Luka
just said it.
Doncic and them.
Well, they haven't lost to a team above 500 since Luka's been there.
No,
Mars-
no,
Mars
I,
just said it.
I didn't know Casual said above 500. I'm just talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the
above 500.
Yeah,
Because
see,
you
I
were
didn't
trying
know
to
he was
argue.
saying
That's
that.
why, because you were trying to
No,
argue.
I was just saying in the last 10, it ain't like it's like okay, yes, they played.
I mean, it's Jordan. I will, as somebody who is an avid Laker lover, I would say it is impressive. It's impressive what they've
The
done.
last 10, they've
lately.
literally the last 10 games in general, they've literally like only played teams above 500.
Besides
Mars
the
just said it.
Pelicans. Besides the Pelicans. Besides
No,
the
but-
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Mars just said it. Mars since January 19th. What? One more time?
They had that January 19th was the last time they lost to a team above 500. Since
And that was
then, they
Clippers.
won 1, 2.
That's 2 months ago. We
Yeah,
haven't
it's
lost
10 in
to
a
a
row.
team
Two
above
2
500
months.
in
2 months.
2 months.
Just 2 months. 2 months. It's Chris. Month and a half. Month and a half.
10 in a row.
10, 11. That's 12 wins. So
19th.
12 and 0.
Today is,
Well,
today is
12
Friday. The 19th
last
is
one.
next Sunday.
Oh no, Mars.
Swiper.
Mars.
Six-
Golden State,
Make-
Golden State, that Golden State win that you're probably counting doesn't count because at the time Golden State was below 500 and they didn't have Jimmy Butler.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, that's
11,
what-
11 straight wins. 11 straight
I mean,
wins.
They didn't count on
said
the
that already.
statistic.
But what are y'all gonna see? What are y'all gonna do when y'all see Jimmy Butler? Huh? That zone ain't gonna work. Casual.
When do they see that's April 3rd? You gotta know that.
I'm scared.
That's a long way.
By the way, all the thing that I was just gonna say is like when it comes down to the clutch, regardless what the numbers say for the Lakers, I still think the Lakers gonna have problems in the playoffs when it comes down to closing games. Also,
Why? No, why? You have to explain
Because he had that opinion when the trade happens.
No,
And
you have to
Jordan
explain.
Yeah,
you have
I-
to
I
explain
had
why.
that.
Jordan doesn't change his mind. He just waits till he's
No,
right.
you have to
as long as he
explain.
says,
No,
give
you
it
have to
another
explain because this
Yeah, I
team
already
has
explained
LeBron
it. I
and
just-
Luka. By the
Put
way,
him on the
this team has
Put him on the
LeBron and
burner.
Luka. You have to explain why it won't work.
Put him on the burner.
hold on. What we doing?
Come on,
Because you
burner.
saw
No,
because
you just
saw
said
y'all
this
in
team's
something
gonna
now.
have playoffs. This team's gonna have struggles.
No,
with
hold
playoffs.
on. Stop. Because you saw
In the
y'all
clutch.
something now. Because you just said LeBron and Luka was the underdogs in the game, but now I'm bringing it up. This team has LeBron and Luka. You see the points that I'll be making sometimes.
Well,
This
'cause they're
team
gonna be
has
healthy.
LeBron and
Well,
Luka.
can we get back to why you think they'll struggle to close games?
Well,
Okay.
because they were underdogs
It's
because they weren't
going to
healthy.
be-
By the way,
Okay, it's going to be a challenge to see what what LeBron and Luka would do at the end of the games. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge as far as who got it going, as far as Luka Doncic could have it going, and then LeBron could have it going.
Right.
Who's gonna take the last shot? Who's gonna handle the ball the most? What is going to happen?
This
That's
narrative,
be my thing.
This narrative died like 2 weeks ago. Because are you
Bro,
not?
You
watching
can't
these
say a
Lakers
narrative
games?
died. They only played 2-3 weeks. Like, what are you talking about? They only
And
played
they're rolling.
What are happening?
And they're
in these
rolling.
games? What are
And they're
happening?
All
in
right,
these
we're gonna
games?
have this conversation.
And
We're gonna have
rolling
this
right
conversation when they lose too. Then y'all gonna
Have
be
you not
talking about
watched-
we gotta
have you
figure
not
out
watched-
what LeBron.
Have you not watched any of the Clippers games where it's LeBron and Luka fourth quarter? I just need you to get this win for me. Have you not watched any of these Clippers games?
Yes,
Did
the
you not watch
playoffs
last
are
night?
different.
Did you not watch
the
last night?
playoffs are different.
But Jordan, you just said, okay, Jordan, you just
How
said.
are y'all not saying that
no,
this
no,
is
no,
not
no,
a
no, no,
valuable
no, no.
question?
I
Like,
want
that's
to
what
say,
I'm
Jordan,
surprised about. Like, how are y'all not
Jordan, I want to say,
acknowledging this could be a problem?
I want to stay right where you just were, where you just said we have to figure out who's going to take the last shot, who's going to have the ball. Remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about
LeBron
two
and
of the best
Luka,
playoff performers in NBA history.
Two of the best
That's
playoff
what we're
performers in the
talking
history of the league.
And
LeBron
now
and
they're
Luka
on the
Doncic.
same team,
that's
and this is the first time they ever
Right.
played with somebody that's been like them. That's the
Yup.
first time.
LeBron played with Kyrie. He played with AD. He
Dwayne
played
Wade.
with
Kyrie plays
D-Wade.
nothing
He
like
played with
Luka.
Chris Bosh.
D-Wade plays nothing like Luka.
He played with
They
Mo
played
Williams.
nothing like
He let-
Luka.
He
They
let
played nothing like
let
Luka.
Kyrie get busy in the finals.
Chill.
But they
Chill.
played nothing.
Chill.
Kyrie and
Chill.
Luka
Yes,
are
sir.
two
Yes,
different
sir.
players.
Chill.
You're right.
LeBron-
Luka's a
LeBron,
better
D-Wade.
player. It's easier to play with Luka
D-Wade,
because he
year
can
one
actually.
went to the
Luka
finals.
is a
LeBron,
better player
Kyrie,
on
year
the
one,
ball.
went to the
Kyrie
finals.
Irving
Hold on,
LeBron,
complimented
AD, year
LeBron.
one, went to the
Hold on.
finals.
Hold on, casual. Keep
All
going,
of
keep
those
going,
players compliment LeBron with the ball.
Dwayne
Luka
Wade
isn't
compliments
that
LeBron with the ball. A not so good
Yes.
shooter compliments.
Bro,
Mind you-
D-Wade is really good off the ball,
mind
too.
you-
He doesn't
mind
have
you-
to necessarily be a shooter.
mind
He's
you-
a really
mind
good
you-
player
mind
off the
you,
ball.
this whole Lakers team-
LeBron compliments Luka off the ball.
Yes, that's what I'm about to say. Mind you,
What?
LeBron is playing off ball. Look at the stats.
Bro,
Look at
you
the
are
stats.
just talking about a small sample size. You're not
Small.
talking
I'm
about
not talking about a sample size of nothing.
all I said was it's going to be no, it's a large sample size because LeBron has never Luka and LeBron has never
He played
played with each other.
Jordan.
like that.
Jordan, as somebody who, again, I love the Lakers. He played off ball for Austin Reeves in the playoffs the last 2 years, and it worked out pretty well.
He's
It
played
did.
off ball
What
for
worked
this
out
year.
pretty well? What worked out pretty well?
Offensively, it worked out pretty
Did they
well.
lose? Did they lose?
But
Did they lose?
they couldn't
No, they beat
guard Denver. Was the
Did
issue.
they
They couldn't
lose?
guard.
They beat Memphis.
Did they lose?
And to,
I don't-
and
because
to-
the role players didn't step
to
up.
swipe us to
Oh
role
my
players didn't
God,
step
bro!
up.
There
To
you
swipe-
go.
to swipe
There
his
you
point.
go.
To swipe
It
his
worked
point.
out pretty well, but they
James-
lost. Yeah,
I
gotcha.
think
You're
James
saying
just
they're
played off the
winning
ball
now, and
this
you're saying they
season.
won't keep winning. So when they win, it doesn't
No,
count, and then when they lose, it's
I
but they
didn't say.
lost.
First of all,
And when
first of
Bron
all,
plays off the ball,
first
it's
of all,
out,
I
he
didn't
lost. And then
say.
he's playing off the ball next to
First
Luka,
of
and they're
all,
winning. You're saying it's
listen.
not going to work. Like,
First of all,
just say
I
you want to
did
be
not-
right no matter how you slice this question.
No,
Just say
because
that.
because number one, I did not say they would lose. I said I think it's still
You said it's
going
going
to
to be a problem. You said
Yes,
it's
I
gonna be a
said they're gonna
problem.
start to
That's what you
figure
said.
something out. Yeah, that's the shit I be talking about. Y'all
Now-
like to
They've
argue
already
like 8
figured it
points
out.
that I
No,
don't
no,
be
no,
talking about, bro.
Right,
It's already
That I
figured
didn't
out.
even say.
So right, Jordan. So
Ironic,
Jordan,
considering we
let's
just argued about the last 10 games.
so Jordan, let's so Jordan, let's so
We
so
moved
Jordan,
on from that argument. Now we're going
Ironic.
back to
I
9
just
different
said ironic.
arguments.
I just said ironic. Ironic.
Wait,
Ironic.
Mars,
Going back
wait,
to
Mars.
9 different
So
arguments.
Jordan,
Ironic.
Here we go.
Jordan, to your point. So
Ironic.
Jordan, to your point, like you said, it's going to be a problem, right? Because we haven't seen James play off the ball with Luka, but in the words of in the words of Mr. Marlo Stansfield, this sounds like one of them good problems. That's what this sounds like. Right
Oh.
now.
I'm not saying I wouldn't love to have that problem.
That's
I
what
would
this
love
sound
to
like
have
right
that
here.
problem.
This doesn't
But
sound
I'm
like a
saying,
bad
but
problem.
I'm saying, I know. I'm saying, in the midst of a team winning like this,
All right.
right? You have high expectations going into the playoffs,
Sure.
and then it doesn't work, and then everybody lose their mind because, well, they were winning, and it's like, yeah, but it's different.
All right. All right, I
And
got
that
you, Jordan.
always happens.
Jordan, I got you. Well, you say it doesn't work. Well, 63, 19, and 20, I guess, doesn't work. But my second part is they said the same thing about
I didn't
Kyrie.
say it
No,
doesn't work.
hold on,
I
hold on,
said
hold
they
on,
will
hold
have
on.
problems.
All right,
Like, why do y'all
you know,
y'all
all right,
want to
all right.
be wrong by trying to argue things that I didn't say?
Next point.
I'm
They
saying-
said
I'm
the
saying- I'm
all right,
saying
next
what
point.
you
Next
doing.
point. They
I'm
said the
saying
exact
on
same
what you
thing.
said.
They said the exact same thing about a duo last year with Luka. His name's Kyrie, who's going to take the last shot, who's going to figure it out. They went to the damn NBA Finals, and they were clutch down the stretch.
Why do you
This
bring that up?
offense
LeBron
in
and
the
Kyrie are
clutch,
two
by the
different
way.
players.
This offense, by the way, actually, I think the fact that this team has LeBron and Luka is a benefit to the Lakers in the clutch because if you try to blitz one of them, the other is going to be open. I think it's more of a benefit that that they have LeBron and Luka next to each other. Because if you want to throw we've seen it. Okay, I watch all the Lakers games. I don't know if you do. I've seen it multiple times in the clutch this season where teams are like conceding. I'm just going to throw the kitchen sink at Luka late in the game. We're just going to blitz him. then LeBron takes over, drops like 16 points in the fourth quarter. Like that stuff just happens. Happened last night too. Oh, they're on Luka with OG and Anunoby. Luka can't really get busy right now.
They're gonna say he's old. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna say he's old.
I don't know what you're seeing. I think
so. Wait, so Jordan, what are you? Because you're saying everyone's misinterpreting your point. So what is your point?
I gave y'all my point 10 times. Y'all like to argue.
Yeah, okay. Give the point to us 11 times. Give us the point.
Okay, for the 11, 12, 13 damn time. They are going to have problems when it get to the playoffs late in the game. Like Chill said, though, it could be a good problem, but it also could be one of them things where you're blinded by we winning and this is perfect. We're championship bound. And then next thing you know, what's going to happen?
Okay.
If they don't win a championship.
So they're going to have problems closing games. If we ignore the evidence that they've shown so far of having the ability to,
one of the best clutch teams.
Stay right here.
So like we've seen physical evidence of them being able to do so, but we'll throw that to the wayside. We've seen physical evidence of LeBron playing away from the basketball and being extremely impactful. We'll throw that to the wayside. We'll ignore that because in theory they're going to have problems, and the problems are going to be playing off ball. Or is there something else?
Okay. Let me elaborate on my point since I wanted to. Okay. Yes, so in theory, in the playoffs, you're gonna scheme for one or the other. I think what a team could do is make one of those players cold off the ball, which means let them play a lot of times off the ball. So when they do get the ball, they don't have the same rhythm because both of those players are rhythm players. Now, y'all going to say, well, it's been working. And I'm going to say in the playoffs, defense is different. Everything is different. Everything gets down to the last particle of this is the game plan. Yep. And that's what I'm saying could be a problem.
Sure.
And the difference is, hold on, because I'm not done. The difference is with Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie has the ability to not need the ball in his hand. And when you swing that joint to him, he locked and loaded, ready to go. Whether it's 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Wait, chill, Cash.
LeBron is not a 3 second on the shot clock player. He's not like Kyrie.
He's not a grenade player. I get it. He's not a
grenade player. Kyrie can definitely do that. Kyrie can, like, if you swing that joint, Kyrie don't really give a damn. It's like, bro, you swing it to me, I can capitalize. LeBron James gets off by playmaking, by having the ball in his hand.
He still scores as well, too. 3-point shooter the last 2 years.
Yes, he has.
Okay. I'm okay with it, too. I'm okay with it, too.
Jordan, matter of fact, I would like to accept I think that I'm the best one to accept the mantle as the Lakers defender on this channel. Okay, LeBron James has been one of the best catch and shoot 3-point shooters among wings in the league. To be fair, I also do think that their issues, I don't think will be offensively, Jordan. I think it could be the other end, but I do think having Luka and like LeBron is probably going to be like pretty tantalizing in any playoff series because Luka just throws stuff up. Like Luka doesn't have to necessarily have like a nice set play in front of him. It's just simple ISO'd.
Yeah, but he should have. But he does have to have the ball, though. He does have to have the ball.
I think LeBron has conceded though, Jordan, so far that he's willing to let the better player and better shooter and better isolation player.
This better player. You can say better player.
I don't know about that. That's a shooter.
So I'm gonna ask Casual since he watched all the Lakers games.
Yeah.
So the Lakers are going to the NBA Finals and winning it.
I think they could.
No. Let Casual answer.
Okay.
Because since I question, why wouldn't they go to the finals?
I got you. First of all, we're not going to do this because you're trying to say.
We're not going to do it.
No, because you're trying to say that if I don't pick the Lakers to win the finals, that's an indictment on the LeBron and Luka duo not working.
No, I'm not. I'm saying why wouldn't you pick them to go to the finals then?
Because I think there's teams more talented. I'm confident in this team going to the NBA Finals.
I have a problem by saying that teams that are more talented could cause the Lakers to have problems.
Because I want to see this team play. I want to see this team play Boston.
This shit is amazing.
I want to see this team play Boston tomorrow. But I'm confident that this team can go to the finals. I'm not going to make a pick on March 7th on who's going to go to the finals and win. I'm confident that this team's going to win to the finals because I think they have two of the best closers in the game, two of the best dirty, ugly type guys who can just play type.
Do they have the best closing duo in the Western Conference?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, bro.
You want to put a Jokic and Murray? I think LeBron and Luka. But I will actually give you an example.
You don't do this.
But I will give Jordan an example. I would give Jordan an
Because we've seen
example.
it, Ron.
I'll
That's
give
the only
Jordan an
reason why.
example of
Kevin
this
Durant
Because
actually
not
working.
because of players. but
Jordan in Dallas, against
Mhm.
Dallas, it was a clutch game. Game was in the balance. It was LeBron and Luka having to figure out who's going to take the shot. This is a dilemma that teams are going to have to worry about when they have to guard the Lakers, and that the duo of LeBron and Luka actually presents problems, not for themselves, but for other teams. LeBron and Luka, it was like 6 minutes
Against
to go.
Dallas, did AD play?
You're not 6 minutes to go. Ball, tie
think
game, 99-99, or it was 88-80 or 99-99. I think it was like
Six matters.
88-88. Luka was on the block. LeBron was on
Mhm.
the wing. They're just passing it back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
It was an issue for the defense to either double team Luka or work on LeBron. You have to double team Luka because Luka's going to get a layup on the block. Or would you want to concede the three to LeBron?
What would you
or take
rather
it
do?
away?
Okay, Castro, what would you rather do?
They double teamed Luka.
Uh-huh. What would you rather
LeBron
do?
caught the three with like a second left on the shot clock, cashed it.
That is a perfect defensive possession. I promise you.
Cashed
That
it.
is a perfect defensive possession. If that's your excitement about going into the playoffs, good luck, bro. You're gonna have a lot of pissed off nights. That is a perfect
I'm
defensive
not.
possession.
I'm gonna have pissed off nights because
Bro,
the
I
fact that
promise
the
you,
Lakers.
every team in the
What's
world
gonna get me mad
would
is that
allow LeBron to shoot that.
The
Every
thing that's
team.
going to get me mad about the Lakers in the playoffs is like,
You gotta
oh,
stop talking
we
about James
can't
at the
guard
three-point
SGA.
shooter. You have to
We
stop
can't
doing
guard Jokic. We can't guard, Jalen Brunson. That's going to get me mad in the playoffs. Those matchups. Offensively, I have no problem with LeBron and Luka as a duo. I think it presents nightmarish situations for defenses. You have to pick one.
Okay,
All right,
but when
so-
I say that they gonna have that, it's the end of the world. It's so dumb because you are basically saying what I'm saying, that they probably are going to have some problems closing the game. Didn't say that they wouldn't win. I said
But
it's
it wouldn't
going to
be. But it wouldn't be
wouldn't
for
be
the.
a bad-
But it wouldn't be for the reasons that you said, though, Jordan. Like, for example, you said that because James doesn't have the ball. This is the most he's played in his career off the ball this season. He hasn't played off the ball more this season than anywhere else in his career. Now he's got a guy who's awesome on the ball in Luka. James plays a lot of pick and dive, a lot of pick and pop. He does that with Austin Reeves, so he can do that with Luka Doncic, and it can be effective.
Okay.
Now, Jordan, I appreciate your point because you're not going overboard with saying they're going to die. No, you're telling me
Didn't say that.
there's going to be problems. That's what you're telling me, and I can appreciate that. I just think it's for different reasons, not because of James. Not
Just know that y'all are happy when they winning, but when they losing,
Mars, let me ask you the
these
last
problems.
question. So far in 10 games, Luka Doncic and LeBron James have a 106.2 defensive rating, which is spectacular. Great. They have a 111, 111.7 offensive rating. They're a plus 5.6 so far. Is that something, or is that nothing? Anthony Davis and LeBron also had a very low net rating as well. Do you feel like is it going to be they're going to be a primarily defensive team, even if and their offense is never going to really maybe peak out just because of the construction around it? Because it's so. I mean, honestly, in many ways, it's Luka and Kyrie all over again, except for Kyrie like plus kind of thing, and then it's like everybody else around them. They do have Austin Reeves, obviously, but do you see is it a similar situation?
I think the offense will be better. I'm not expecting tier 1 offense personally, but I do think the offense will be better. And the longer it keeps happening, I think the defense is real in terms of this is the level they're capable of being at. The question I have is how sustainable is it on a game-to-game basis that you can play with this level of defensive intensity? Because the Lakers' defensive scheme requires everyone to be on a string and be active and be mobile. And I don't know if you can get that for the last 20 games of the season and then be energized for the playoffs. Maybe you can, but that's like the floor of it, I guess, is that it's hard to see them playing at this level of intensity defensively for the rest of the season and then the playoffs. But I do think this is the level they're capable of playing at defensively. I don't think they're a defense that, although their personnel isn't the greatest, when you have buy-in from everyone and everyone understands their responsibilities, and you have guys like Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt who have some of the highest defensive motors in the NBA, I do think it can be viable. And then offensively, although I think that it's quite simplistic, when you have Luka, who's a natural advantage creator, and you have Bron, who's like one of the best at this point, one of the best play finishers in the game in terms of running the floor, filling lanes, posting up, playing physical. Like, yeah, I think you have a solid floor offensively, even when guys aren't making shots or you don't have the most advanced schemes. So I think they're a legit team. +5 net rating is solid. I mean, you probably expect more from 2 of the 10 best players in the world on the court together, but top 5 net rating is solid, especially considering like the Jazz games and the Hornets games that weren't great. So yeah, I think the Lakers are legit. I think the Lakers are good, and I think their defense is this level is viable. Now longevity of it, I don't know, and the new offense can get better. So I'm high on the Lakers.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with their defense.
The defense is great. I think it's hard.
I don't care if it's a +0.5 rating.
Yeah,
net rating. No, then this is why. Because clearly they're winning these games. And I'll just put the clutch graphic up there. They're 20-10 in clutch games. Regardless if the game's close, they're pulling it out. And Jordan, I know you might not believe in the great Luka Doncic when the game's on the line. I know you might not believe in LeBron James when the game's on the line. But I know if the game is close, and it doesn't matter if the Lakers are up 2, they could be down 5, whatever. In that last 5 minutes, I'm betting on Luka and LeBron every single time.
Yeah, look, Ron, I get that, and I'm not saying you don't bet on them. What I am saying is, what happens a lot is when teams start winning games, like now, people start saying this is going to be that, this is going to be that. Yeah, it's great. And then in the playoffs, and then in the playoffs, when that same you don't get that same thing that you've been getting, then it's going to be another excuse, and we just going to ignore the fact that it's like I'll give Swiper credit after early on in the season when he was saying this Lakers team isn't that good when they were winning. And it's like, oh, they good. And then they went bad. And then it was like, I told you, y'all got blinded by when they win. And then when the real problems start happening, now it's like, oh, we got to figure this shit out. JJ need to be fired. This, that. And then now they back winning. JJ coach of the year. And I'm telling y'all, this happens all the time.
Yeah,
and,
but you're assuming they're going to lose.
Hold on,
you're assuming they're going to lose because the duo's not going to win.
No, I am not. And quite frankly,
what are you trying to say?
Quite frankly, LeBron and Luka haven't played enough for y'all to be just so sold on this.
It is projecting. I will agree. It is projecting.
So,
but the projections are working right now. But the projections are working right now.
Yes,
that's Jordan's point. That's Jordan's point.
If you're going to go off, it's working right now, and you don't open your eyes and see where this could be a problem. Because what if LeBron ain't knocking down that 3? What if he ain't doing that? And we just wasted a lot of time with.
Well, they haven't been shooting. They haven't been shooting great, at all.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. What if LeBron ain't knocking down that 3, and we waste a lot of time with Luka dribbling, trying to get his off, and then he trying to rely on that kick to LeBron, and that shit go cold.
Jordan, we can say that about anybody. We can say, what if Tatum's not knocking down his 3, and Porzingis is.
It was cold last night.
They
still won.
We can say, and I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Playoffs is a different game. I understand that. But it's like we have to do projecting based on what we've seen and based on Luka, who we know. We know LeBron and Luka. If I was to tell you SGA and Giannis was the team up in the playoffs, I'm assuming you would expect positive results, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's only getting better.
Yeah, but are we talking about how many games left in the season? They're only got Luka and LeBron's gonna play 30
about
games?
20. About 20.
Luka and LeBron gonna play about 35 games together. That's enough to win a championship. We got everything figured out in 35 games.
Okay, but that's my point. You're trying
to Wade and Bosh and LeBron couldn't figure it out.
You're insinuating the downfall of the Lakers is going to be the Luka-LeBron chemistry issue. That's what you're insinuating.
No, I'm insinuating that no team in the NBA that I can remember has had put a team together like this that fast with these type of caliber players, and we got everything figured out in 10, 12 games.
But hold up, though. Let's
never seen that before.
Let's put some context behind it. D-Wade, Bron, and Bosh went to the finals.
And they lost.
Who did they lose to, and why did they lose?
They lost to a team that they shouldn't have lost.
They lost to a madman.
They went to the finals.
No, they weren't. But it was a heroic performance. So once again, I'm going to say, in order to beat these two, somebody, whether it's Jokic, whether it's Tatum, whether it's the Cavs just playing out of their mind, somebody is going to have to go ballistic to knock the Lakers off. It's not just, and especially what you saying, everybody in the league sucks. You just said the Knicks suck. So if the Knicks suck, that means everybody below them sucks.
Yeah,
that means the Pacers suck.
No, I think
that means first of all, the Warriors suck.
Every team that you just named could beat the Knicks in the series 4-2. Every team that you just named.
Okay, and what about the Lakers?
The Knicks, they can beat the Lakers. No, you're talking about.
I'm talking about everybody else. Everybody else.
What do you mean?
Actually,
Like,
no.
what do you
Can I ask you who doesn't suck?
I just think the Knicks.
No, no. Who doesn't suck in the NBA? The Bucks.
I think the Bucks don't suck.
They're lower than the Knicks, by the way.
I think yeah, but I promise, Kill, are you willing to bet your money that the Bucks spank the Knicks?
I'm willing to bet that.
Spank?
I'm willing
Or two.
I'm willing to bet that the Knicks will beat the Bucks in the series. I bet you that.
If they get it match up, I'll take that bet on you.
Shit,
I'll
me
take
too.
that bet on you, Chill.
I
love to.
Oh, mind you,
I'll take
I have
that
this
bet.
game right here. This is the Knicks almost by 40 against the Bucks.
Do you want to bet too?
Do
you want to bet too? Casual, do you want to bet too?
Huh?
Do you want to bet in that series too if they get matched up?
Ron, let's get back to the
I think
point.
the Knicks are the better team.
The Milwaukee.
Well,
Milwaukee, who is lower than them, they don't suck. Who else, Jordan?
The Cavs. I don't think the Cavs suck.
Okay, they're better than the Knicks, of course.
I don't think the Celtics suck.
They're also better than the Knicks, sure.
I think the Pacers are better than the Knicks, but I think the Pacers. I mean, it's like whatever.
You think they suck too?
They're also lower than the
because
Knicks.
the Pacers beat them last year.
Okay. When I say suck, when I say suck, this is what I mean. I don't think
Please
they're contenders.
clarify this.
Yeah, I don't think
the Pacers aren't contenders either.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
But you said they didn't suck. You said I call these teams.
No, I didn't say that. I said they do suck. I said that they can beat the Knicks. This is what I be talking about. Y'all just be saying stuff that I do not say.
I'm listening. I'm listening to you, Jordan.
That's exactly what I be talking about, bro.
I'm listening to you.
Listen.
I know we got to move.
When I say suck, I'm saying contenders. The Knicks ain't no contender.
So if you ain't winning the championship,
it's only about 3 teams in the East that I think is a contender: Cavs, Bucks, Celtics.
What makes the Bucks a contender over the Knicks? What makes the Bucks a contender over the Knicks?
Because they got better players. They got a better player in Giannis, and they got a better player in Dame.
Dame's better than Brunson.
That part I could get.
Yes.
If I think the Nuggets have
please,
Jordan, to be honest,
I've been cool for most of the day. I
know. So I have a problem with Dame, but regardless, Giannis is light years better than Cat. I can tell you that. And
I can't argue that point, Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why Denver got a shot because they got the best.
Well, basketball's not a 2v2.
Exactly.
That's why I think that. So I can't argue Milwaukee off the strength that Milwaukee got the second best player in the league. All right, I could get with that. Even though I think the Knicks will beat them, but I understand your logic. I do. I got it.
And can we get out Brunson? Let's say Brunson is better than Dame. Not by much. If he is, not by much. What we by the hair on my chin. I guess.
I wouldn't say by hair. I just think he's better. I think he's better.
Not by much. In a series, Dame can outplay him. I can tell you that.
He won't.
Jordan,
respectfully, Jordan, I disagree.
Oh my
God,
y'all tripping on Dame. I don't know when y'all start tripping on Dame like
well,
that.
Jordan, in your estimation, wait a minute. Stay right here, Moss. Jordan, in your estimation,
you got a job interview?
Yeah, my boy. Shout out to you. My boy look good.
You finally got you a trade, huh?
Chill. Get to your point. Get to your point.
I would like to. Jordan, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being elite, 1 being the worst, what is Dame?
Dame is a good 8, 7 up there.
Okay.
Dame is tough. Why y'all?
Now, where do you have Dame? Is he an 8 or is he a 7?
I'll put him at 8. I think Dame is 8.
Jalen Brunson, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being elite, 1 being the worst. Where's Jalen Brunson?
I'll put him right at 8 or 7. But if I'm picking one, 7.
So you think him and Dame are virtually the same?
Yeah, I just think Dame's better.
And you're basing that on what? What puts Damian Lillard over Jalen Brunson?
I like Dame as a better. I like Dame, and I know name value. Y'all tripping on, bro.
No. Stay focused, Jordan. Bro, stay right here, Jordan.
Bro,
I think
Dame is a better scorer than him. Than him. Yes, I do think Dame is a better scorer than him.
Jordan.
We just started tripping on Dame. No. Bro, we just started tripping on Dame when he got to the Bucks, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
If Dame
I know. He had it next year 3 years ago. I agree, but like we have a large sample size now since that point. It's a clear number 1 option with Brunson and also a playoff scoring.
And it's not a better number 1 option.
Jordan, I want to be clear about this. Okay. As someone who has watched Dame since 2012, he was really great 22, 23. But if you're telling me playoff scoring, it's not even a conversation. I mean, it's not. It's legit. Not even a conversation.
Then when I bring up a
Jalen Brunson,
game 2.
Jalen Brunson had 4 straight 40 and 10 games last year versus the 76ers.
Okay, bro. Okay, your sample size of Brunson being the number 1 option versus Dame.
Yeah, Dame did nothing with it. Dame did nothing with it. You're right. Dame did nothing with it.
What has Brunson done?
We don't got to go that far, but Dame.
What has Brunson done?
What you mean? What he's done?
Dame done?
If OG and Anunoby, they go to the conference finals last year. If OG and Anunoby was not healthy, they went to the conference finals last year. If was a fifth, I'd be drunk. I know how to stay and go, but he was
You'll forget about Nurkic breaking his leg back when Nurkic was still a boy. So you know what I'm saying?
Dame went to the Eastern Conference. Dame went to the Western Conference Finals. I want to be
broke
very
down
clear
last
about
year.
that. Dame Lillard was not good in the Western Conference Finals or the second round.
Right,
he was terrible.
Brunson never got there though.
He was terrible.
Brunson ain't been there.
He wasn't good.
Brunson go there in 2022. Brunson go there in 2022.
No, I'm saying no. He did get 22. But chill. Dame was not good in the second round. He was not good in the second round.
Yes, he was better.
No, CJ McCollum was their best player.
It was CJ McCollum in Game 7 against the
I
Nuggets.
didn't know Swipe had this bad of a day.
I'm just telling you the truth.
It was CJ McCollum in Game 7,
Yeah,
and in the Western Conference Finals, I think CJ was the lead scorer.
Casual, you being a number.
Well, Dame was trash in the conference finals, but he had the rib injury.
Okay, but Brunson ain't got there with the Knicks, so who cares?
He did. He
got hurt against the Pacers last year.
He had a 40-piece in the second round.
Casual, can you
in the second round, Swiper?
Can you tell Swiper?
Did Dame have a 40-piece in the second round?
Yes. Can you
No,
tell?
when?
When?
I don't remember. I legit don't remember. Go ahead. I don't remember. Go ahead.
What are we talking
Go ahead.
about? Dame got Dame
Dame in the second round. Which one?
I think
Dame got game winner.
39 in game
No,
6.
and he is 39. He just played in that 40. That's what I thought.
Game 6. We don't get to Game 7 without Damian Lillard. In Game 6.
What year?
The year in 2019. We don't.
You talking about versus Denver?
Yeah.
Game 6, he had
Man,
32
you gotta
points.
stop this, Chill. He wasn't good in that
How
series.
many? He had how many?
He wasn't good in that
32.
series. Chill.
Inside.
Bring up the numbers for Dame in that series.
I just did.
Casual.
I'll list them.
No,
Damian
not
Lillard.
game by game, just the averages. Go ahead.
Oh, well, he averaged 25 points, 5 and 6.
No, we need the game by game, Swiper. We need the game by game.
No, this is the second round. This is the second round.
Yeah. On 41, 29, 80 splits.
You hear that, Chill? 41 and 29.
Game by game. Game one of that.
39.
Game one. Game one. He had 39. So game 1 he had 39.
Game
12
1
of 21, 4 of 12 from 3, 11 of 13 from the line.
It was well, to be fair, Mars, that was the closest game to the first round. All right, go ahead.
Game 2.
He had 14. He had 14.
He
Five of
shot
17.
5 for 17, and they won. They won it.
They did win that game. Game 3 was the quadruple triple overtime.
That doesn't count for him at all. Yeah, he didn't do anything. By the way,
he had 20. He had 28 points. 10,
yeah, what did Jokic do? Play 65 minutes that game. That was crazy. Go ahead.
The next game he had 28 again. 9 of 22. 2 of 7.
9 of 22. Chill. Come on.
Lost that game by 4.
Efficiency was terrible.
The next game he had 22 points. 9 of 21. Lost that game by 26.
I'm seeing Allen Iverson frequency.
Wait. Game 6 Mars. Stop right there, Mars. Go back to Game 5. Game 5, one more time, Mars, so I can hear you.
Game 7 numbers are brutal.
Game 5, he had 22, 9 of 21 shooting. They lost by 26.
All right, now Game 6.
Before you go to Game 6,
they got blown out that game, by the way.
Let's make sure that we're clear. Before we go to Game 6, Mars, where are we now in this series?
Yeah, what's the average?
Denver up 3-2.
Which means that going to Game 6, if we
that's
lose,
not what happened, though, Chill. That's not what happened, Chill.
The series
That's
is
not
over.
what happened.
I think they're better than this.
No, I'm giving him context. I'm giving him context.
I'm giving him context too.
No, but I'm saying
Game
6. Go ahead, Mars.
Game 6, Dame had 32. He was 11 of 23, 6 of 13 from 3. They won the game.
That's a good game. That's a good game.
And then
two good games so far. That's
Game
two.
7, and then Game 7, he had 13 and was 3 of 7.
Horrific.
He was awful in Game 7. That game, I will not lie. I remember watching CJ McCollum like fire.
And then if you want to go, to the conference finals, it's more of the same stinkiness. But he did have a hurt.
Okay, but let's stick to the point about Dame and
this was pre-pandemic, by the way.
There's no way that y'all would say.
By the way,
open your mouth and say
Jordan,
that.
they didn't win that series because of Dame. They won it because of Rodney Hood. By the way, that was incredible.
Okay, Swiper.
But Rodney Hood legitimately was like
there is a little validity to that.
Yeah,
Rodney
it is.
Hood
It was very
absolutely
annoying.
balling.
These
Okay,
Rodney
You
Hood,
want to see
okay,
Jamal
great.
Murray before he took his turn?
Only
That's
reason
that
what you're
series.
saying-
Rodney Hood was
Okay,
cooking.
these
okay,
Rodney Hood
great,
splits
great.
are
But
insane.
all I'm
by the
saying
way.
is this, though.
with him.
All
So-
I'm saying is let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the
Go
point
ahead,
of what I'm
Jordan.
talking
Go ahead.
about.
You got it.
He was
You got
Get
it.
back to the point because
Great.
then somebody
Big
will
time,
say that I brought up all of this foolishness when I didn't. Number one, all I'm saying is let's assume Brunson is better than Dame. Like I said, it's not by a lot.
It isn't. I will agree. It's not by like a
And
crazy
Dame can
amount.
outplay him in that series as well. It's possible.
Could. I don't think he would. But
Where does
he
what
could.
Jordan in your
That's fine.
estimation?
Totally fine.
Jordan, in your
Totally
estimation, if you're looking at the league guards in the game today, where does Brunson rank in the league guards today?
He's one of the top league guards in the game. That's for sure.
Is he top 5? Is he top 3? So I got Luka.
top 5.
I got Luka. Tell me when to stop. I got Luka. I got SGA.
Dude, Steph's,
Curry.
like re-enter that conversation.
Right. I got Luka. I got Luka. I got SGA. I got Curry.
Fox.
Trey
I'll
Young.
take him. I like Fox, but I'll take Brunson over Fox right now.
Nah,
Okay,
man,
so
two-way play.
obviously-
So it sounds like he's at 4. That's where you have him.
I don't got him over Trey Young, but you know how I feel about
Oh.
Trey
Okay,
Young.
Keep
so
going,
we
keep going.
so we got him. So we got him at 5. So if
Yeah, I
that's
say
the
top
case,
5.
okay. So if that's the case, and
Wait,
Dame
what
is
about
close
Tyrese
to-
Halliburton? Where Tyrese at?
Tyrese ain't in there for me.
Okay, so Tyrese ain't in there. So if that's the case, would that
crazy.
mean that because he's close to him, would that mean that Dame
Ron
Lillard
didn't even say that.
is
so I know you're
right
a
outside
Halliburton
the top 5?
He's
Yeah.
such a-
Not
he's such a
asking
faker.
me.
He's
Right
such a
there,
faker,
right
bro.
there.
So, like,
Based on
straight-
situation, based on situation,
No.
based on situation, he's right outside. But I'm just saying in the series, like
No.
of us going head to head, Dame and Brunson are very similar, like very, very, very close. And you're just not gonna disrespect Dame because he's now playing with Giannis. Like now let's disrespect him like that. I don't know where this crap comes with Dame from. So it's like that's what I'm saying, and I understand why Dame could slide because it's like, bro, I play with Giannis.
I mean,
Like,
somebody said
Now-
you
now-
disrespecting Highway 6 with your take.
Now, Jordan, remember.
I don't know what somebody talking about, bro.
And stay focused, Jordan, because remember, you're not getting any pushback. I think Dame's an All-Pro this year. I'm in the minority. I think Dame's going to make the All-NBA.
Highway
team.
6 full of
Over who?
junkies.
He's not even making over.
I-
He's not making over Garland, and then the Garland is going to be a 13.
But Sniper, when did Dame all of a sudden get weak? Like when did
I don't think
That's
he's
what I'm
weak.
saying.
I
didn't
just
say
want to know.
he's
I just want to know when was a year when all this Dame?
No,
Dame
I think Dame
disrespect
peaked out.
started?
I think Dame peaked out. I think he was the third best offensive player in 2022-23. He had a crazy year. I think he's also still been an all-star level player. But I think if I'm comparing him to other guards in the league, there's just other guards I would take at this juncture right now. I think Cade Cunningham, somebody mentioned, I think he'd be better this year too.
Is it because he's on the team with Giannis, Swiper?
No, because I see the thing is
What else could it be? I don't know
well,
what else
I
could it
can
be.
I
'Cause
can
what is
explain
Dame
it to
doing?
you if you would stop.
go ahead,
yapping.
go
We've
ahead.
been talking
Go
for an
ahead.
hour today.
Go ahead.
Respect me. Walk up over here. So what I was saying is that I think some of this is Dame has been very good, but I think if you just tell me like you're watching Brunson and Cade and some of these other players, including Anthony Edwards, I think they've all just been better this year, all in different situations. And if anything, because he has Giannis Antetokounmpo, you think that would aid him a little bit more in some ways because you're playing next to a real number one option. Like you're playing next to the best rim runner in the league. You're playing next to the best drive, like the best like rim attacker in the league. He's been a really good mid-range shooter. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA this year. They seemingly should be better than what they are right now. And I'm saying they've also been better since January, just to be clear. Like they've been actually much better since January.
How much do Giannis rim run rather than him just going coast to coast with the ball?
Well, Giannis is not a good pick and roll. I mean, I'm saying rim run.
No. I'm saying rim run as far as you talking about running out of transition.
Yeah, like he's like
But how much do he do? Okay, how much do he do that rather than going coast to coast with the ball?
How much does he do that in the half court setting?
Period. Like, okay, rim run, or does he get the ball off the rim and just?
Well, yeah, he's the best transition player in the league. Yes.
Okay, so why are you faulting Dame for like saying
Faulting.
that Dame should be better? You saying Dame should be better because he's played with one of the best rim runners in the league when Giannis gets his transition off the rebound.
Giannis is still one of the best half court offensive players in the league, though.
Dame is better statistically without Giannis, right?
Yes.
Of course.
And you know, Dame without Giannis is like putting up. Dame.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting to me. But
And
that's what I'm saying.
no,
It's
but
very
that's what I'm
interesting to
saying
me.
with Swiper.
Giannis
Like,
is
Swiper
also-
playing-
But I think that's
wrong.
also like he's still
Giannis is
capable
also the
of
numbers
being
are
that.
also saying Giannis and the Bucks without Dame are also very positive as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they just don't. Maybe they just don't know how to
Can
play
we get
together.
back to how the Bucks are better than the Knicks?
So you basically just proved. Well, Mars just basically proved my point that Dame is only doing this because he plays with Giannis.
Like Dame is still as
Dame.
close to 23 Dame as like
Without Giannis. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm
it's
trying to
just
figure out.
he's
Where
playing
did
Who
he
has
get
missed
bad?
games? Like we've seen.
Where
games
did he
with
get
Giannis.
bad? Is my question. Where did
Well,
Dame
you're
get
comparing
bad?
him to other people in the league, though. Is mostly what I was saying, though. Like, so I
Yes,
think
but
if you're
other people
measuring
in the
their
league don't
years
have
in
Giannis.
totality compared to Dame Lillard, like I'm saying, I think they've been better players.
Because they don't have Giannis.
Okay.
Are they better
Sure.
players without
I'm
Giannis?
not. Well, I'm not.
I think Dame is
like,
better than Cade. So.
Yeah, I'm not. That's
Than
what I'm not than
Cade.
Cade.
I
I
think
do
he's better
too.
than Cade.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing because he has Giannis, right? In fact, I was arguing that was the reason why Giannis wouldn't win the league MVP because he had Dame, because of what Dame does. That and considering what SGA, what he didn't have. That's what I was arguing. However, to watch Dame play in half-court offense, his pick and pop game is still his pick and roll game. Even though you talk about Giannis is not being a good screener, Dame is still fantastic coming off screens, knocking down shots. Dame is still fantastic getting downhill and getting to the rim. This season as he's ever been, Dame is still one of the best one-on-one players in the game. Dame is still awesome at the stripe in icing games, and he's still good in the clutch. And on top of that, the Milwaukee Bucks are top 5 in the league right now, which I thought I had them at 4. So when I think about
what
in the standings,
you mean in the Eastern Conference?
In the Eastern Conference, that's what I mean. So with that being said, when I think about the better guards in the game, and to your point, when you talked about Garland, I mean, I think that what Garland has done as a complimentary guard, Dame is also the same thing, and I feel like
way better than Garland, bro.
I feel like he's better.
Well, I think the issue though is you have to measure players based on what they're actually doing. And I think Garland, on like what they're doing, Garland's been a more impactful guard this year, even with the situation around him. Otherwise, I can make an argument that Dame Lillard is still a better offense. So if SGA and Luka are the best offensive guards in the league, then if Dame is in the standalone setting, I mean, you can technically name the 11-game sample size or 7-game sample size without Giannis this year.
Or the season.
Let's say he's the third or fourth best offensive guard in the league.
Let's not limit it. But that's the thing, Swiper. Let's not limit it to the 11 games that Dame has missed. And let's keep it the entire season where he's averaging 25 a game. How many guards are averaging 25?
Yeah, I'm saying without Giannis though in 7 games, he's averaging 34 and 10 assists.
There you go. Like what? So,
but I'm saying, but that's like a limited sample size too. But I'm saying that's a limited sample size. I'm comparing him to other players that are in a situation that's stabilized with or without their teams, and they're all functioning at an extremely high level. So I'm comparing him to other players, Brunson, Garland, Mitchell, and others who, even if like the context is they're on the court and they're playing, regardless of who they're playing with, they're having like elite seasons this year. And so if I'm saying, is Dame having a season as good as these other people? No. But if you're saying that you still think Dame can do it without Giannis, then my question then comes down to then why are Dame and Giannis not functioning as a pair like they should be? Because if Dame is that good, and to your point, I've said this before, the Bucks have won games versus playoff teams without Giannis in the last 2 years with just Dame. I don't know what that means. Their defense is horrible with Dame on the court without Giannis, but I don't know. Maybe there's something to that.
To your point, Swiper, I think that they are figuring it out. Like they started off the season bad, and I came on here and said they're going to figure it out and they're going to get better. So I think they still
they got
like
better
doing
as
that.
The season going on.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like Dame has to figure out ways to like I think they plan for the playoffs. I think they know they're going, doing the playoffs, but they got to figure out a way to get Giannis going efficiently and Dame to kind of see where I stand at. And with the role players as well, too. I think they're comfortable with where they're at. And I also think that they're comfortable playing against anybody in the playoffs. Anybody, because the fact that they have Giannis, the fact that they have, like, people are asleep on the Milwaukee.
Well, what is comfort?
They are
what
damn near
mean?
complete.
I feel like
what is
like
comfort mean? If they play versus
anybody.
If they play, well, I think because they have Giannis, yes. But I think the issue is if they play versus the Celtics, yeah, but I think the Celtics would like, I think they have advantages in that matchup because of everybody else on the court.
There's more talent.
That's fine. The Celtics are more talented, but I still think the Bucks have a chance to beat them.
That would be an all-time Dame Giannis series if they beat the Celtics.
And they're capable of having an all-time Dame and Giannis series, though.
But to be 30, to your point, to be 34-11 without Giannis on the floor, and to have Giannis come back on the floor and to be 25-7, 25-7 and 4. Giannis's game isn't exactly conducive to Dame. He's not a pick and dive guy. He's not that kind of play. He's not that kind of player. Evan Mobley has actually turned into that in Cleveland, and that works with Darius Garland's game. And with that working with Darius Garland's game, I think that enhances Darius Garland's game. We still had to get two scorers in both, and not just two scorers and two ball-dominant guys in both Damian Lillard and Giannis. Get these two guys together and now figure out how they're going to play off of each other. Giannis has played with the ball the majority of his career. Not only has he played with the ball the majority of his career, he's played with them running the offense through him with the ball and with the ball. Dame, on the other hand, has always dominated the basketball. So now Giannis has to turn into playing more off the ball, which he hasn't done in a long time in his career. Dame has to now play with a big guy who he's now dropping the ball off them and pick and pop, as opposed to when he's playing under screens, shooting the ball a lot. So I feel like that's an adjustment between those two guys. But Dame still is evolved. Dame still has evolved and been elite while doing that.
Really good, bro. 25-7 is really damn good.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's top 10 in points and assists. I feel like we're now underrating Dame now.
I think
he's
we
an all-pro
are.
this season.
What the
Casual, I do. I think he's making an all-pro team this year.
No offense. I don't know
if
Dame's better than Garland. Dame's better than Cade.
No, he way better than Garland. Not better. He's way better than Garland. Yeah,
I'm not picking Garland over Dame on my team.
I think that.
We're talking about again. That's why I think it's dangerous. We're not talking about like in a vacuum. We're talking about in the context of how they're performing this year.
How they're performing this season.
I think that's the hard part. Like if you're saying Dame in a vacuum better than Garland, I'd agree with you.
No, we're not talking about better players, Swiper. We're talking about
who's having the more impressive season based on what's been asked of them and what they're doing.
A better season in them too.
I just don't agree. I think Darius Garland one of the best guards in the league this year.
Pretty damn good season.
Yeah,
it's
the thing with Garland is hard. It's hard to.
Dame is not doing.
It's hard because
Dame is not doing better.
I think Garland is probably, if you ask me of the guards in the NBA, who the best playmaking guards are. So you would have Luka, Trey, Brunson,
Hallie.
Hallie, yeah.
Garland is.
You said Brunson?
Yeah, Brunson's a really good playmaker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Garland might be fifth on that list. Could be. He's the best. He's the best offensive. He's the best offensive floor raiser on that team, and they are like elite because of, I think, Garland stirring the drink in some of this. And so I think maybe I'm giving him not too much credit. Maybe I'm giving him so much credit that I'm like amplifying, like that's why he's all NBA this year based on how he's played this year. But in a vacuum,
Brunson's a better playmaker than Brunson better playmaker than Dame too.
Yes,
I think Brunson's also top 10 in points and assists.
Yeah, I think that it's not the thing with Brunson though. It's Brunson's ability to, like, his driving is so important to what the Knicks do, and his ability to, like, create for himself and other people by the very nature of the fact that he is a solo 6'1" guard who is crashing the entire interior of your defense. Like even yesterday, like when you play up on Brunson, he's still so good that he maneuvers space so well that he's able to dictate the terms of the defense, and you have to, like, work around him. Now Steph is obviously there too. I didn't say Steph, so
what is Dame doing to get that same thing Brunson doing?
I don't know if he is though. Like I don't know if Dame at this point is a better driver than Brunson. Is what I'm saying. Dame has been 100%, but I don't know if right now he's
Brunson averages 26
I just think
7.
you're wrong about Dame.
Yeah, because Brunson averaged 26 and 7. Brunson averaged 26 and 7 as the first option. Dame averaged 25 and 7.
Well, I think
as the second option.
So if you even measure the 2 years though, let me see.
I just don't. We seen the best Brunson that we can see.
We gotta move on too. So after you make this last,
I mean, we can come back to it too.
Brunson that we can see. No, but this is what I'm saying. We seen the best Brunson that we can see, and Dame as a second option is pretty much doing the exact same thing.
I disagree.
All right.
With that.
If you haven't liked the video yet, stop what you're doing and go ahead and like that video. Subscribe and become a Hall of Fame member, like my man Tyrus Williams, 40 Cal, Cheese, Vale, Multi-Kenny, and Cobra Son of Raditz. Also, if you haven't been tapped in on the show today, Then now you know, Friday, March 7th, which is tonight, we will be on Playback watching the Miami Heat against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We got the Heat and the Timberwolves tonight. Y'all pull up and check out the game with us. It's going to be me, Chill, Ox, Mars, and we may have another guest performance. Also, coming up here very soon, Casual, you will be lacing up your kicks and jumping in the PCL, right?
I got my basketball. I got my J's. Got my compression sleeve. Ready to hoop.
Oh, you ready to rock?
Let me see who you playing against. Who you got? Hey, Casual.
Oh, you can't leak. You can't leak.
I can't. You like nerds?
Like the candy?
Nerds.
Yeah.
No,
I haven't had some in a while, but they got the pink and purple nerds.
Yeah, those not bad. Have you had the clusters? The nerd clusters?
You got the nerd ropes. The clusters.
I drink them. I use them in my Sonic drink.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, I've seen that before. You get the nerds like sprinkled on top.
But all right, y'all, let's go ahead and dive into these super chats. Salute to everybody that sent through super chats. We are going to start with Bob Wick. Bob said, Ramadan Mubarak. I hope I said it right. Am I saying it right, fellas?
Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. My brothers and sisters. PC is my favorite basketball podcast, so here's a donation for you guys. Quick one, though. How do you guys feel about LeBron confronting Mr. Smith last night?
I think it's corny as hell. And it's like, bro, yeah, you talking about his son. Your son is a grown-ass man that's in the NBA, bro. You can't have it both ways, bro. If I was Stephen A., I would have told him, get the out my face, bro. Like, what are you talking? Bro, you coming to me, keep my son name out, keep my son out of it. Do something about it then. How about I say you do something about it then? Because, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I think that's corny, bro. LeBron wants it. He wants it any kind of way that he wants to, and it's so disingenuous to me about LeBron. He don't want nobody to be the face of the league. He don't want nobody to criticize his son, but he gonna say his son can make these type of passes that this player can't play. My son is an NBA player. My son is that. Then you gonna confront me because I'm doing my job. Respectfully, do something about it then. Because I gotta talk about him now. Stephen A. wasn't saying nothing bad, like horrible about Bronny.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He said he shouldn't be.
He said, yes. Is that far from what he says about other players?
I don't think it had to do about
that about
Bronny,
a lot of players.
Jordan, I don't think it had to do a lot about Bronny and more about the fact that one of the worst segments in sports media the last like 5 years was when I had to sit and watch First Take and Stephen A. question LeBron as a parent. I think that's what ticked LeBron off. Like, this guy is questioning me as a parent because I threw my son out there. In what context, though? It was the Philly game, I'm pretty sure, where Bronny was kind of getting exposed by Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese just exposes everyone. And then Stephen A. the next morning went on First Take and just started questioning LeBron as a parent. Like, why would you put Bronny out there and stuff like that?
Well, I think to Stephen A.'s point, he said that Maverick has my number. He said that Rich Paul has my number. If LeBron had issues with this, he easily could have just reached out to me and talked to me man to man about it. But LeBron obviously wanted to wait till he got in person. But Stephen A. said to his own credit, he said that if LeBron would have asked me to come to LA to see him, I would have flown to see him wherever he needed to meet to talk about it. So Stephen A. is insisting that this could have been handled differently. And if it's just such a big issue that he would have been willing to talk to him privately, but LeBron obviously felt he wanted it to be public. I think LeBron knew it would be public, but LeBron in his own feelings felt that Stephen A. had crossed the line and he wanted him to hear from him in a very demonstrative way that he needs to keep his son's name out of his mouth. Why did he cross the line, though? Why did he cross the line?
He questioned him as a parent.
saying LeBron felt that way.
Ronnie's a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
Ronnie is a grown-ass man.
It don't matter. That's still his son. It doesn't matter.
Grown-ass man.
It doesn't matter if your son's 50 years old. That's still your son. And he questioned him as a parent.
Yeah, bro, that's a grown man, though.
Why did he question him, though?
Jordan, I don't ever stop.
I said he questioned
basketball.
Right, but Jordan, I don't ever stop being a parent.
It was after that game in Philly where Bronny came in, where Bronny usually doesn't come in because they had a bunch of injuries and stuff, and Bronny was cooking in the G League. So they played him like early against Philly, and Bronny was turning the ball over. Tyrese Maxey was hunting him, and it was kind of an ugly showing for Bronny. Yeah. And Stephen A. Smith went on First Take the very next morning, basically just started questioning LeBron as a father and asking why LeBron would even put his son in that situation. I can find the quote later because it was like last month.
The thing about that though is It doesn't matter who his parent is. Like,
that is
that has nothing to, like if LeBron, and I'm saying
question him as a father.
I'm saying this two different ways. First off, Stephen A. Smith shouldn't question Bron as a parent, because just because you're somebody's parent doesn't mean that they can't play a bad basketball game. When Luka plays a bad basketball game, do you question Sasha? No, he just played a bad basketball game. But also too though, LeBron can't be mad at Stephen. He can't be mad at Stephen A. questioning him as a parent. I get that. But LeBron also has to realize your son plays in the NBA. Your son is a public basketball player. Everybody can have. We all up here have had opinions on Bronny. You can't be mad at that. Like if Bronny goes out there and plays a good game, we're liable to say yes, he played a good game. If he goes out there and stinks it up, he's an NBA player. We just
and he a grown ass man.
Mikal Bridges, and ain't nobody saying that Mikal Bridges' dad is a bad dad.
He said he said verbatim, I am pleading with LeBron James as a father, stop this. He said more, but he was pretty much just saying
stop what
he needs LeBron to stop
the floor,
forcing Bronny in the NBA, essentially saying that he's doing damage to Bronny.
Okay, so he's questioning him as a basketball player. Like he's not talking about stop. Bron, your son is a menace to society. You did a horrible job. We're just talking about basketball. Yes, it sounds crazy because it's in a basketball context, but he's not saying you're a horrible father. That's not what he's saying. He's just saying stop this because Bronny be getting his ass fried. Also, Bron don't want nobody talking about Bronny. Nobody. If he go out there and play bad, you can't say, damn, Bronny not an NBA player. That don't mean you a bad father because your son not an NBA player. That does not mean that. That just means I don't think he's an NBA player. So for you to go confront a man about something, talking about basketball, I think it's corny. I think it's very disingenuous.
With that being said,
Stephen A. should have said, it is what it is. Like, do something about it.
Ain't Bronny top 5 in the G League in scoring right now? Something like that?
I have no clue.
No, Bronny getting busy in the G League right now.
Shout out to him.
I don't get why people get so sensitive. I don't get why people get so sensitive because we talking about Bronny, bro. Like, bro, Stephen A. has said worse things about people, way worse.
Because he questioned him as a parent.
He called Kyrie stupid. He
questioned him as a parent.
Bro, he's talking about in a basketball sense.
He questioned him as a parent. He literally, word for word.
Parents, bro, I question parents. People question parents all the time.
He questioned him as a parent.
You don't do it on. It's the difference though. You don't do it on national television.
He basically
sounded
like
it's not that serious for me. It's not that.
He made it sound like Bronny. He made it sound like Bron sent Bronny to like Iraq forcefully. Like
no, he did not, bro. No, he did not, bro. All he is saying was take this kid.
And why was he so dramatic? He said silently
because he's Stephen A. Smith.
He said, "I am pleading as a father." Stop this. Basically saying LeBron is forcing Bronny into the NBA.
Because Bronny sucked that day. He's talking about basketball. That's all he's talking about.
Okay, bro, but don't say stuff like as a father. Don't say
bro,
they
do this. They do this in basketball all the time. And I know because I'm in a situation, I deal with thousands of kids. Bro, they say this all the time. As a parent, as a father, as a mom, don't put your son in this situation. Take him out of AAU as a father. You have to take your son out of AAU because it's hurting him. That's not a knock to your parenthood. We're just talking about basketball. That's it. It's advice about basketball. For you to take, y'all only taking it that way. Decisions. Doesn't matter. I can question your decision about what you're doing on a basketball court. That's what we do. I'm not questioning what you do at home. I'm questioning what you do on a basketball court. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. I don't get why y'all only making it a deal because it's Bronny, but that's a grown-ass man. Don't come tell me about no grown-ass man. Like, and y'all sit up here, we have a show, and they have a show where they criticize people's son all the time. You do realize Kwame Brown is somebody's son.
Yeah, but they're not questioning Kwame's parents.
Bro, they say horrible things about Kwame Brown rather than talking about basketball.
They're not talking about Kwame's parents' decision.
I'm not
they say worse things about Kwame Brown than what Stephen A. said about Bronny and LeBron as a father.
Stephen A. Smith was not just talking about Bronny. He was talking about LeBron and LeBron's decision-making for forcing LeBron. He's basically saying he forced Bronny onto the Lakers and forced Bronny into that tough spot of having to play against Philly.
Did he? Did he, though?
Yeah, you could say that. I think, yeah, he probably did.
Did he, though, Ron? Focus.
Yes, he did. Yes, he clearly did. So when you do stuff like that, I can't do my job.
Yeah, but he's so dramatic.
I would just. I think this is
so
probably
dramatic about it. Like
this could be. This could be a much
I think
shorter.
you guys are missing a lot of the story, and I think Jordan's yapping, if I'm being honest. But
that's totally fine. I think this whole thing is overblown because it's Bronny. And then you know the trigger word is as a father. Oh my God, he said as a father.
Because it wasn't about Bron. He made it about LeBron. He made
it about LeBron's decision.
If after that Philly game, Stephen A just said Bronny's not ready, Bronny shouldn't be out there. Cool. That's analyzing the game. That's doing your job, reporting media.
And he's been doing that. Yeah.
If you say LeBron as a father, you have to stop this. You're making Bronny shortcomings about LeBron. But I think the bigger part that's being missed is when Stephen A was on his show going about what LeBron said about being the face of the league, and then started showing Bronny missing layups.
Yes.
On the screen.
Yes.
I think that's where Bron has the problem.
I forgot about that.
Why are you talking to me about my face of the league comments and showing my son in the NBA missing shots? What is the
context?
What does that have to do with Bronny?
Because LeBron is the face of the league. I'm just speculating here. But let's say because LeBron is the face of the league and he got his son in the NBA. Okay, that's part of it.
So Bron makes a statement. Why was Anthony Edwards want to be the face of the league? You guys just criticize us. Blah 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 blah. Stephen A takes exception to that. And instead of focusing on LeBron, instead of talking about LeBron being the face of the league, blah, 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 he thinks it's smart, or his producers, whoever's working at his show, thinks it's smart to show Bronny lowlights while talking about LeBron's comments on face of the league. When LeBron says keep my son out of this, I'm fairly confident. Now, I don't know LeBron. I'm fairly confident. That's what he's talking about. Not as a father. As a father comments, I think there might be some relevance to that. But when he says keep my son out of this, I think what he's saying is when you are addressing me, my son has nothing to do with this. When you are addressing me, when you are criticizing me, because he's dealt with the criticism for over 20 years. When you are criticizing me, don't bring my son up. My son is not relevant to this thing. When I'm talking about being the face of the league,
LeBron
don't
made him
bring
relevant,
up my son.
He is though, because LeBron made him relevant to this.
Because that's what he said, Mars. Didn't he say like keep my son out of this?
That's why I think you're
I think that's what he said.
That's fine. I think y'all overblowing it too, because y'all being sensitive about him talking about a grown ass man.
We about to move off of this. We about to move off of this to get back into some hoop talk.
He's talking about someone for no reason.
We're finna get back to some hoop talk, y'all. Realist123 said we were terrible last night and still pulled off the dub. Signs of a championship team.
Yes.
Are you saying that's signs of a championship team? Shout out to LeBron for that performance and checking that clown at courtside. Shout out to Gabe Vincent. You can stay.
I don't think the Lakers were all.
Yeah, Ron. Gabe Vincent.
Lakers.
I'll take it
Lakers,
back.
By the way. Lakers, by the way.
I'll take it all back.
No, Ron, don't take that back. Don't take that back. Don't take that back.
There you go.
Don't take that back.
By the way.
Don't take that back.
Hey, every time I call somebody a Lester or get at them like that, they start playing.
No, you was. So you might want to start doing that more, Ron.
Yeah,
you might want to start doing that more, Ron, because they're clearly listening.
I was wrong.
They're clearly listening.
And Jamal,
Lester,
I apologize.
Ronnie James should take.
Yeah. Don't let him take that back, Chill.
Because he's better than him. Yes, absolutely. These dudes is listening. This is not a coincidence that these dudes is rocking the way that they are. Yeah, you think that this dude better than me? You think my game is whack? Okay, we can get to the bottom of that. No doubt. We could definitely get to the bottom of that.
Hey, shout out Gabe. He looking back like he back in his Miami Heat days.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Gabe. Drink More Water said, it's easy to only look at offense when discussing clutch time, but defense should also be taken into account. Who are some of the most clutch defenders right now, regular season and postseason?
Dyson Daniels. I watched Dyson Daniels rip Jalen Brunson in the clutch. I watched him rip just a couple of days ago. I watched him rip Dyson Bain for the game winner in the clutch. He's one of the best clutch defenders in the game. I always, even though I'm older than you guys, I always go back to Scottie Pippen. I watched Scottie Pippen block Danny Ainge's potential 3 to tie the game in the NBA Finals. I watched Scottie Pippen, just so you know, when he dove on the floor in Game 6 for that loose ball. It's a one-possession game. That game was not over. They still had an opportunity to get the ball and score. Scottie Pippen comes up with the clutch steal and ends the game. So when you're talking about guys being able to make big-time plays at the end of games, I mean, I always go back to Scottie Pippen, and I think about how important it is to be on the other side of the ball making big plays. And Dyson Daniels does that a lot.
Giannis is a clutch defender. Draymond is a clutch defender.
LeBron.
When is he going to go away, Mars? Like, when is he going away?
Who, Draymond?
This dude's still playing defense at a high level. Still.
I don't know. I see Draymond on the court is like he's so impactful, so amazing, and then I just look at him off the court and I'm like, just shut up. Like he's so annoying. But yeah, Giannis, Draymond, and Dyson would probably be my top 3 in terms of like in the clutch, making plays. Giannis is just capable of making some plays that I don't think anyone else in the league is capable of making. And the constant engagement isn't there, but in the clutch, when he's fully dialed in, like he's able to like save plays, which I think is amazing. Draymond Green in fourth quarters, especially in close games, has been amazing on defense. Dyson, I think, goes without saying.
Blocked by James.
Bron still makes plays for sure. Bron still makes plays. He wouldn't be my top 3, but Bron still makes plays. Anyone else I'm forgetting? Who's major?
I think Evan Mobley's been great in the clutch as a defender. Big time rebounder in the clutch. 100%.
A sneaky one is Kevin Durant, but I know people don't want to hear that, so I'm gonna just leave that one out. But Kevin Durant. I'll leave it at that. Those will be the ones I'll leave at, right?
Fair enough.
All right. Erie sent through a super chat and said the Cavs have won 77% of their clutch games, which is the best in the league. Their offensive rating is 141 and their net rating is plus 37. Both are the highest ever tracked. The tracking goes back to 1997.
Anyone who doesn't think the Cavs are serious is a joke.
Hey,
is anybody up there a joke?
Like a motherfucker then.
Yeah, 100%. 100% the Cavs are serious.
Yeah, there's ceilings of conference finals, but
There's still people.
Is what?
Contenders.
There's still people who don't think the Cavs are
Conference
like
finals. Now I give it to, like Mar said, their ceiling is a conference finals.
You could be
they can easily get a second round exit though.
Oh, I saw that TikTok clip the other day, bro.
You could be serious and lose. That doesn't mean that you ain't serious. Yes,
your ceiling being the conference finals. I don't think you're that serious.
Now here's the. I think
so their ceiling is.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Casual,
ceiling's winning the championship.
Casual. I think you're missing the point here when I say ceiling. Ceiling contingent on what? On them seeing the Boston Celtics, who I think is better than them. That's why I said that that's their ceiling. That's not their ceiling.
Well, I just say their ceiling's the finals because I think they can beat Boston. But if
I don't,
but most likely I'm betting Boston. If that's what you're saying, like it's just inevitable that they're going to run into Boston.
That's why I think that that's their ceiling.
Then I can see why you're trying to say that. Then
yes,
I just say their ceiling's the finals still. But
I think that ceiling is winning the championship.
Winning the championship.
They're my third favorite.
That's like realistically the midline, the realistic expectation. What's right in the middle is go to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose to Boston. But their ceiling, I think, has to be the NBA Finals, just given how talented they are, how well they play on both sides of the floor, how clutch they are, and I think net rating wise, aren't they top 10?
They're second in the NBA and they're top 10 all time. I think they might be
like all time. And if you look at the list. The Thunder are also up there too. The Celtics were last year. You look at the list; all those teams won the championship.
Right.
So that has to mean something.
Chill. I want to ask you because you keep bringing up this ceiling and floor thing, and like we've went through this, but I just want to narrow it down to the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Celtics. Let's say they meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. Sure. What is the ceiling and the floor for the Celtics or for the Cavs in that series?
The ceiling
in terms of games.
Yeah, in terms of how the series can go.
Oh, okay.
So
what's the best you think they could do?
So the floor for the Cavs is getting smoked in 4 games. That's the floor for them. Getting swept out of the playoffs. And I mean, I don't think that that's realistic. I don't think the Celtics are smoking.
But it's the floor.
Yeah, but
worst case scenario.
It's like worst case scenario.
Yes, and the ceiling is a 7-game dogfight. That's the ceiling.
And they lose.
But them losing. Oh, so
they have no chance. He gives them a 0% chance.
Zero chance.
That's why we disagree. He gives them a 0% chance.
I don't think that they can beat the Celtics. I don't.
Chill's doing it like
that's why we disagree.
And I think that
strange. Like I'm seeing 1,000 universes and not one universe. Or
I just don't. For what the Cavs have and where they are right now, and as good as they are. I don't think that they could beat the Celtics 4 times in a week. One, I don't think Mobley is there yet. That's my issue. I don't think Mobley is there yet. The same reason why I don't think that the Oklahoma City Thunder can win the NBA championship, because I don't think Jalen Williams as a secondary scorer is there yet. That's why I don't think that they can win it. So the same logic that I can't say that about Cleveland and not be consistent with Oklahoma City. when I think about everything that the Cavs have in terms of having a deep bench, the Celtics have that. They have a great coach. The Celtics have that. I think the biggest
Celtics bench is as good as Cleveland's.
I think in terms of rotation players, let's see with Cornette. I think Cornette is better than any big that they have. I think Cornette is better than Keita. Keita and Cornette are on the same team.
On the same team. Yeah.
So Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, and Cornette and Keita.
Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. For guys like DeAndre Hunter, I think that they match up just as well. If not better.
Hunter.
Yeah,
he starts as the small forward.
No, DeAndre Hunter's coming off the bench.
Well, I mean, he's gonna.
And I think that, and I, to be honest with you, I think Kenny Atkinson. That's what I'm saying. I think Kenny Atkinson would serve best as having him as a rotation player because I think that's where he's been.
Well, but if we're doing that, I mean, if we're doing ball like bar for bar, then DeAndre wipes Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, like wipes both of them.
Does he though? I don't know. If he
wipes feels a bit extreme.
But I want to be. You can say it's extreme. He's much better than both of those players. Like 100%.
Peyton Pritchard about to get 6 man of the year.
Peyton Pritchard is not as good. It's not even in his tier as a player. Like he's a legitimate,
nice little 41 piece,
starting two-way player.
2 days ago.
I think DeAndre Hunter, Ty Jerome are really like elite.
Those are good pieces.
Like,
I love Ty Jerome. I love Ty Jerome on Cleveland, but I think that this is contingent on Evan Mobley not being where they need him to be. Everything else, I don't think that there's much of a gap with their rotation players. I think with their coaching, I think with their stars, even though I think that Jason Tatum, in terms of bar for ball with Donovan Mitchell, I think he's better than him. I think their secondary player in Jaylen Brown, I think he could play better. But I think Evan Mobley is going to be the difference in this series. Yeah. If you slow Evan Mobley down, like when I saw Drew Holiday getting him in the post and roughing him up and pushing him around, even though I think Mobley has gotten stronger this year, if you can slow him down, I think you can slow the Cavs down because they rely heavily on him to score, especially around the rim.
Well, have you seen the last two games? Have you seen the last two games versus the Cavs and Celtics? Outside the fourth quarter last time those two teams met, Evan Mobley's been bad against the Celtics the last two games. Outside of that fourth quarter last week where he was good, he's been bad.
Yeah, I think that series is all contingent on Evan Mobley. Like if
any of y'all know me, and any of y'all know me, y'all know how I feel about Evan Mobley. I love Evan Mobley. To be honest with you, I think next year, so in the summer, when we had this conversation, I'm picking the Cavs to win the championship. I'm telling y'all right now.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going to happen around the league to say that yet, though.
I don't know that. I'm going off. If this crew comes back next year, they're my favorites to win it.
Well, why would they be better than the Celtics if the Celtics just run it back?
Because Mobley will get better. Mobley will get better. That's what
I don't understand why.
Drew Holiday might get worse because
Mobley and Garland too.
To be honest with you, I think that, and not you guys up here, I think that we completely disregard players improving. Mobley from year 2 to what he is today is a much different player. We so get wrapped up in teams just adding talent instead of the logic of you already have the necessary pieces. Improve, get better, and teams do get better. What's going on?
What happens if Tatum gets better? Like, what if he moves into like tier 1, like tier 1 next year?
That's your boy.
Number one,
tier 1.
No,
I'm saying, what if he like becomes like a legitimate, like he's like a legitimate
Let's discuss that for a second. Swiper, you and I have had this conversation numerous times about Jason Tatum. Where I don't think that Jason Tatum, in terms of a player, is ever better than Joker or Giannis. I don't think that he's ever better than that. So for him to move into that tier 1, is that realistic? I don't know if that's 100%. Realistic. But
why is it not realistic for a 26-year-old to develop into that in the next 2 years?
Because I feel like everything that we've seen from him, I do think that we're going to get better seasons, but I don't think that in terms of a talent, like his talent is not going to change. Like he is a great player already, but from a talent standpoint, I don't think that he's better than Jokic.
I don't think Jokic is necessarily the most talented player, but there's things about his.
He is. Wow.
I don't think Jokic, from a pure basketball standpoint, is more talented than most players.
To watch him pass, I think
that's a skill IQ thing, 100%. But I think if you're telling me that like Tatum develops his skill, his IQ gets much sharper, like he develops like into a next level playmaker, like I think Tatum has a case to get into that category.
Tatum for sure has another leap, maybe even 2 leaps that he can take.
He's
27.
So if we get to that point, Ron, where we got another leap. So now we're talking about Jason Tatum being the best player in the NBA. Player, not just because of winning. Like, we're taking winning off the table. We're just talking about Jason Tatum as a player. We're talking about him now being the best player in the game. If we're talking about that leap,
I'm
that you're
6'9".
talking about, now he's the best player in the game.
I'm 6'9". I'm as close to an elite defender as you can get. I have the full package on offense. I can score on all three levels. I can score on all three levels. I do have the capability to make advanced reads. I don't see why Jason Tatum can't take a. The only thing that's stopping him from doing that is essentially just making shots. He gets the shots. It's essentially making them. If Jason Tatum starts making the shots at a better clip, we look at him differently. That's the difference between him and SGA. SGA makes the shots that he takes. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I have another members chat from Petty Hardaway. Petty says, shout out to the panel. Appreciate y'all talking real hoops.
Thank you.
Tough Bradley also became a member, and he's been a member for 19 months. So shout out to Tough Bradley for re-upping that membership. Salute to you, Tough. Stacks Different Timing sent through a members chat and said the New York Knicks has a coward for a coach. I've been told you guys.
He hates.
Man,
what
makes Tibbs
a
coward?
He hates Tibbs. He's always hated Tibbs.
I think if he was more courageous yesterday, he would have benched Cat.
Yeah, he hates Tibbs. Everything about Tibbs. I've actually spoken to him.
Yeah,
he hates everything about
contracts.
Hey, Swiper, I heard when you said that. Swiper, I heard when you said that. I agree with you wholeheartedly. He should take Cat out the game. The last 7 minutes, you just got to take Cat out the game. That's something Kevin McHale would have did for sure, though. Kevin McHale would definitely take his ass.
JJ Redick took Austin Reeves out that fourth quarter. Didn't play him down the stretch.
Steve Kerr took Buddy Hield up.
Okay.
I mean, Mars, that ain't too hard to
said
do.
it. Y'all do
Buddy Hield
said
already comes off the bench.
I wasn't sure, but I was sure. I just didn't say it. But y'all dude said it. I was watching that going, I think Cat might be unplayable. I think you got to get him off the floor. I really felt like that.
Yeah. It's hard because who's your second scoring option then?
First of all, I don't think
it was just an anomaly of a night.
I'm one of the ones that I'm one of the ones that
it was another anomaly
that talk bad about Tibbs too, just because all the injuries that have happened on his watch. Whether it's his fault or not, I'm just giving him that. But I mean, I don't know if he's a coward though, but I do agree with Swiper though. He should have took him out the game though. And I just think it's one of them things where you just feel like, well, he's our best player or he's one of our best players. Let's keep him in and hope he could do something. But nah, get his ass out.
Yo, shout out to everybody that's watching on Twitter. Salute to you guys. It's been a while since I gave you a shout out. Salute to all of our Twitter viewers and shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube, except for the goofies in the chat. Moving along, David.
Howard is a strong term though.
Omatesho? David Omatesho. Shout out to my man, David. Thank you for coming for re-upping your membership. Also, Hunter sent through a super chat and said Dame is a solid 7 to 8 in the regular season in the first round, but past the second round is a minus 23.1.
They don't talk about that. They don't talk about Dame.
Question, casual. Can you be a solid 7 or 8? Like, if you solid, I'm either a solid 7 or I'm solid, I'm a solid 8. Which one is it?
I don't know. Hey. Just say 7 or 8, like a fluid.
Like, which one is it? I'm either a 7 or I'm an 8. If I'm solid, I can't be solid and be both. No.
But what he said though, a lot of people don't talk about it because everyone assumes Dame's like this all-time playoff player because he has those great moments in the first round. You pull up those numbers of Dame when he does get to the second round beyond. They're not that good.
He wasn't terrible against the Warriors in 16. He wasn't.
He got a chance. He got a chance to prove you wrong this year, though. Casual.
I just don't. If they get to the second round.
I just don't get with the logic that
they're gonna have the Knicks in the first round.
I believe I heard. I heard. It was somebody in the Trailblazers who said if you take Steph Curry off the Warriors and put Dame on, they don't lose anything. I'm like, chill out, yo. Relax.
Yeah, that's totally different.
That was a big conversation around
those playoff series.
Yeah, that's a horrible conversation though. As a Rockets fan who watched Steph torture, and Dame had some games against us too. Yeah, but as a Rockets fan who watched the Warriors torture us, yeah, that's cap. Yeah, no, I'm saying as a Rockets fan, we would love to have Dame there rather than Steph. We would love that. Promise you.
LeVar B. Ballin.
3 championships.
LeVar B. Ballin said Stephen A. was questioning his parenthood and acting like Bronny was being abused. And Jordan, you can't talk because you were threatened threatening to slap people in the chat for criticizing you.
No, that's not what happened. Nope. First and foremost,
when I said I was going to slap somebody in the chat.
Right. Okay. And when Jordan said he was going to slap somebody, it was because y'all was getting out of line and y'all was getting personal with the dude. That's why. So don't make it sound like he was saying that shit just because.
Well, they just be making stuff up, bro. First of all, when did I say I slapped somebody in the chat? When did I say
you said you weren't going to let nobody come in and slap?
I said I wasn't going to let nobody slap me.
Questioning someone's parenthood.
Okay, we definitely disagree. I know we had this conversation already, but I definitely disagree when it comes to the context of just talking about basketball. I'm okay with if he was pissed off because he said, bro, Bronny out here smoking, doing this and doing that. What you doing?
He made it more about basketball. That was my point.
No, because I think the point that you're trying to make is Stephen A. referenced parenting to basketball. That's all. That's all he did. Now, I would agree. I'm not saying LeBron's supposed to be happy about it. Of course, you're going to be mad. You're going to be upset. Nobody likes to be the butt of a joke. Nobody does. Nobody likes to hear their name being criticized. Nobody does. But for him to say, keep my son out of this, like it's like, yo, bro, Stephen A. do a good job. You don't say thank you, Stephen A. for standing up for Bronny on First Take. Stephen A. has talked a lot of good about Bronny. A lot. He has.
He said Bronny's not an NBA player. He said Bronny's not an NBA player.
After the fact. To be fair.
Yeah, and it's
accurate, but you said he was talking good.
He
talked good about
Bron
him.
Doesn't have a problem. I don't know, Bron. I can't stop saying that. LeBron, I don't think has a problem if you analyze Bronny's game. If you say Bronny James right now isn't a good NBA player, I don't think Bron has.
No, he does have a problem with that though.
I don't think that's what would make him confront Stephen A. I don't think that's what would make him confront Stephen A.
You're not going to tear me down.
I think what led to him confronting Stephen A. is not even about the as a father thing. I think it's what Stephen A. did on his own show, showing Bronny's lowlights when he's talking about LeBron.
Yeah, you're not going to tell me
that's what the problem was.
It ain't nothing wrong with a little lowlight.
Look, I genuinely think that's why he was upset.
Morris, I'm agreeing with you on that's the problem. But regardless, it's still basketball. He didn't show the video of Bronny smoking weed and his close friends. He still showed basketball, bro.
It's not meant to be about Bronny. It's not.
What's that going on, Jordan?
But it's still facts. But it's still
back.
And by the way, nobody covered it. And by the way, nobody covered it.
Casual.
No, because nobody covered it. Because nobody covered it.
No one.
But we're talking about basketball.
Anyway,
lines.
To be fair, I don't really care either way. Bron can confront Stephen A. behind closed doors in front of the people. I don't really care. Stephen A. He's a clown anyway. So.
Damn, Stephen A. is a clown?
Yes.
I mean, hey,
most of the
Stephen A. is a Hall of Famer.
I don't really like media in general. Like it's just like I don't see.
Stephen A. is a Hall of Famer, man.
Mars, you better be careful because Charles Barkley called him out last night, and Stephen A. clapped back.
Low clap back on Stephen A. too last night.
We've had two great NBA weeks. We've had two great NBA weeks, and all First Take Spin is just the GOAT debate every single day.
Let's make sure that we don't leave that part out, Casper. Like we've had some great basketball this whole season.
We've had great games, and all First Take is headlining with for like
all
2
y'all
hours.
doing is Jordan and James. Give a break,
or it'll be another topic, and then it just somehow always comes back to LeBron Jordan.
Yeah, what are we doing?
All I'm saying, hey, somebody made a good point. All I'm saying is they will cover Marcus Jordan doing his little lines, but when it comes to Bronny, we forgot about that. No, ain't nobody cover that. Hey, man! But now when we start talking about basketball, keep my son out your mouth.
A leaked Snapchat video from 5 years ago about Bronny versus like actual Marcus Jordan getting like arrested.
All right, y'all. Timothy Kest.
Okay,
said,
y'all. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm done.
Timothy Kest said, "Can we talk about Tibbs? How Tibbs is holding this Knicks team's back? Rotations, lineups, lack of adjustments, and lack of play calling."
Let's talk about it.
Lack of play calling. I don't agree with that.
He should have called the plays for Mikal Bridges, but
I do think Deuce McBride should be starting. That's my, I guess.
Over who?
Over who, Moss?
Over who?
Mikal Bridges.
One of the wings.
We taking
Bridges or Josh Hart.
I can't bench anybody in that starting five.
I would probably lean towards Bridges just because of Josh Hart's rebounding, but also having Mikal out there defensively with OG and Deuce also makes sense. So I would get Deuce McBride either in the starting lineup or more minutes. So if he doesn't have to
Definitely
start because
more.
of politics, I don't care. But I think he should play more than he does. So I'll say that starting or not, whatever. I think he should play more than he does.
I've always thought that.
And I expect Mitchell Robinson to play more once he's healthy, and then you have Cat at the 4 defensively, which is probably more viable. So those are like my biggest issues. And Mitchell Robinson's not really an issue because whatever. Yeah, Mikal Bridges isn't a lockdown. I still think he helps on defense. Like, he doesn't make the defense worse, especially if he's not on the ball. I don't think he makes the defense worse. But that's why I would have Deuce in there because he is the point of attack defender. But yeah, that's my only real issue with the lineup stuff. But
I've always thought that Josh would be much better suited as a rotation player, especially on his Knicks team. I always thought that he was coming up.
Is Deuce even good enough to start? Really? I like Deuce. I think he's
for what they need.
Quick,
I think so.
Good defense, really, really good defense. But is he good enough to start? Really? Over any of those guys?
It's not about being better. It's like Max Strus starting over DeAndre Hunter. It just provides more.
I can't bench the 2 wings because I like the length in my lineup. Yep. I can't bench Josh Hart because you don't have a dirty work guy as soon as Hart's out the lineup.
But obviously, you'll get him though. Just because he's not starting does not mean just because he's not starting does not mean he's not going to play quality minutes. It's not like Josh Hart is coming up. He's going to play.
I think every single one of those players in the starting 5 is way better at basketball than Deuce McBride.
Don't forget.
No, but none of them are better on-ball defenders than him, and that's what they need, an on-ball defender. But I'm fine if he can't start because of you want those guys and they're better than him. That's fine. He needs to play more minutes. I'll settle there.
He does.
Maybe not start. He has to play.
That's something I noticed last night where it felt like I'm watching. There was not a single second that went by where the Knicks didn't have like 3 starters on the floor. It felt like they played their starters the entire game. Barely saw Deuce, barely saw Payne. Although it's like, do I want to give these guys 25 minutes? But yeah, I do get what you're saying. The rotations have to be better.
Drillery Clint Capella said, I know Cat's play style is an issue, but why not talk about Braun locking him up for 40 minutes? Watch all of Cat's possessions again. If Evan did this, y'all would glaze.
Braun played good defense last night.
But he did not cover him for 40 minutes. That's not what was going on. No. I mean, he covered him for stretches. I won't argue that part. But he wasn't covering him the entire night. No, that's not what was going on. And again, I've repeated this earlier, then I'll say it again. Cat played himself out of the game because he missed shots. Cat is one of those guys who, if he's making shots, he's not in his head as much. He missed a bunch of shots early. I think he was 2 for 11 at one point, and he wouldn't even look at the basket. And those are shots that he would normally take because Cat's been a tough shot maker. But he wouldn't even look at the basket because he was missing shots, and we were in a dogfight, which goes back to the original logic that if you're going to do that, it's going to be hard to win in the playoffs because you're going to have nights where you're not making shots. And if you're not going to look at the basket when you miss a couple of shots, you're going to kill us.
Yo, once again, we are on Playback tonight. Make sure you pull up and show out. The same way you guys come and watch our YouTube show right here on the panel. Show up to Playback, and it's going to be much of the same thing, except we actually got a basketball game to watch, and we actually got things to talk about that's going on in the flow of the game. So y'all pull up. Anthony Edwards versus Tyler Hero. Bam Adebayo versus Julius Randle. We got some good matchups tonight. Y'all pull up. It's going to be a good time. In the meantime, I have yet another super chat from Hit Him Up. Hit Him Up said, I can't believe y'all said Curry was done. Still him.
Shout out Penn.
Said
what did y'all want to
say? He has regressed. But
what did y'all want him to say? Curry for like half the season was 22 points per game on like okay efficiency.
Yeah, but a lot of that was the way he was being guarded in the
yeah. I can get down to that,
which is something that I also acknowledge. But he has regressed. Like him playing well right now, playing great. He's still regressed. Like
yeah, he's just making a lot of shots that he didn't make in like October, November too.
He's the best shooter ever, so that helps
by far, not close.
Andra 15789 said Nicolo Harrison refused to pay Brunson $50 million. Traded KB for Dinwiddie and Bertans. Traded Luka ... dumbest motherfucker in basketball.
I think Mark Cuban didn't want to pay.
That was, and Cuban is on record saying that too.
Apologize for that.
Yes, he's on record saying.
I don't think
that.
Realistically, how many people were down to pay Brunson at that time?
Not that many people. For what he was asking for, is a lot of money.
Like, ask the average, like casual people when he got that deal in New York. How many people were high on Brunson? Really?
When he got that deal in New York for that $100 million, it was plenty of us like, what the hell is New York doing?
I was one of those people like, come on, Julius Randle Brunson duo. Are you serious?
And now we looking at the deal, Ron, like they got a Bentley with like 12,000 miles on it for
and the pay cut he took in the offseason.
Yes,
the pay cut he took. Can I just say this one thing about Nico Harrison? It's so funny because I'm old enough to remember. Obviously, I think he's dumb, but I'm old enough to remember just last year, that entire playoff run, everyone was praising Nico Harrison because the Mavs just made like a string of good moves, took a risk on Kyrie, that whole deadline where they got 2 players, and they ended up making the NBA Finals. And everyone was praising Nico Harrison.
And remember when
they were like, oh my God, this guy from Nike just came in and just like made all these moves from Dallas, and they're in the Finals. It's crazy how your image
for sitting out, though. Remember when they pissed on him for sitting out and missing the playoffs and getting Derek Lively? Remember that too?
Drafted Lively too. He
always come back.
He
always come back.
He gonna come back with Cooper Flag next season.
So he always come back. Like just know Nico come back with something.
Mavs get the first pick in the draft.
Hey, what that meme say? I ain't leaving with nothing. He coming back with something now. Let you know, Nico coming back.
Cowboy Bob said, y'all wrong. Josh Hart needs to step up as a scorer. McBride and others can get the blame as well. Bridges has been doing what is needed of him. He is a defender.
But remember though, Bob, remember who Josh Hart is. Josh Hart is, remember, Josh Hart, for all intents and purposes, Josh Hart is who Ron has Lou Dort as. He's the dude we leaving open. Whoever we have on the floor, Josh Hart is the guy that we're going to live with shooting all night long. He's the guy that we're going to live with driving to the rim. We're going to live with him scoring 100%. We're going to take Bridges out of the offense. We're going to do what we can to get Cat out of the offense or Brunson. If Josh Hart is on the floor, he's the guy that we leaving wide open. And if he's attacking the basket, he's going to have to score over length. He's going to have to score over big guys in the paint. He's going to have to do that. Yes.
Josh Hart's been a role player his entire life. Mikhail's at least been a 1 or 2 for a couple seasons.
Chill.
I think I'd expect more out of Mikhail.
That was a little crazy, Chill.
Josh Hart's
that was a little crazy.
At what, Mars?
Basketball.
You think he's a better player than Mikal Bridges?
Josh Hart is better than Mikal Bridges.
I love Josh Hart, so I'm not going to be mad at that. I love Josh Hart.
I think what he does is more valuable to teams, but I don't think he's better at basketball than Mikal Bridges. No.
Okay.
All right. Well,
he's more valuable for this Knicks team for sure.
100% he is.
I don't know about in a vacuum, but he is a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot.
I'm running the poll right now. Who better, Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges? You guys let me know.
It's close. I don't like Josh Hart. Way better rebounder. Way better passer. Way better in transition. Can handle the ball. Can initiate.
Way better in transition, Mars. Let's chill out on that.
One of the best transition players in the NBA,
and so is Mikal Bridges.
No, the hell is not.
His stopping pop game, his stopping pop game, his game at the long ball line. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
And he finishes at the rim really good. Yes, he does.
Close to Josh Hart in transition. They're in separate tiers. Like there's a major discrepancy. The initiation of offense, the way better playmaking. Mikal Bridges is a better scorer. Better on ball, better isolation defender, sure.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Alan said Stephen A questioned Michael Jordan about what his son has been doing the past 8 months.
Has Stephen A? I don't know. I don't watch,
bro.
These people.
That's not. You know why he haven't? Because it's not basketball. That's why.
True.
So whoever brought up that point, you just proved my point. Thank you.
It is still related to basketball, yes, but it's bigger than just a normal.
Not what Marcus Jordan doing. Marcus Jordan not even touching the basketball. We see what he touching.
The Trib One said, "Can Jordan name a better duo in the clutch than Luka and LeBron when games get slower and become more half court in the playoffs?" I'd say Jokic
and Murray.
Jokic and Murray. I would love you to name.
I would say that too. Why y'all? First of all, there we go again. This is what I'm talking about the argument. When did I say that there was a better duo than LeBron and Luka? I never said that.
Because you were trying to say it was going to be a problem in the playoffs.
Yes, and I think it will.
So how good can the duo? Because chemistry matters as far as a duo. So how good can the duo truly be?
Jokic and Murray can have problems in the playoffs. They can too.
Everyone can have problems. If you're just going to say can have problems, then anyone can have problems.
bro. Swiper be on here when Murray plays horrible. Swiper give it to Murray. He ain't gonna do that for Jokic. But
does
Murray,
that have to? Okay, but does that have to do with just Murray's individual, or is that duo's chemistry? I don't know what you're trying to argue about the LeBron. You're trying to argue as like a chemistry standpoint, not an individual player.
Yes, that's what I was arguing.
The chemistry does matter, though.
Yeah, but he was arguing about the chemistry.
I wasn't
Murray
arguing with the
Murray
individual player.
having an off series has nothing to do with like the duo's chemistry. It just has to do with Murray missing shots.
Sometimes it's like, where is Murray at? Where is he at? Sometimes like he needs to be better. Like it just depends. Like all I'm saying is we're gonna have to figure it out. Also, by the way, I don't know if there is a better duo than Luka and LeBron in the NBA. I don't know, but that wasn't my point that I was even bringing up anyway. I just think don't get blinded by. All I'm basically saying is this: I don't want to hear that shit from Lakers fans when they start losing. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. I want y'all to know it's coming. Because y'all know it's coming. That's really what I'm saying.
Like they're not going to win every game. They're not going to win every game for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
So what you trying to say is them fans is coming?
Oh, them fans is definitely coming. And I don't want to hear
record in basketball, by the way.
All right. When they go lose in the first round or the second round, I'm not saying that they will, but if they do, no, I mean it's very possible they could lose in the first round. Very possible. But I'm not saying that they will. But if they do, please don't start talking about what we need to do with JJ Redick as a coach. What Jeannie Buss need to do.
Jordan and Casual, right quick. Are either of you guys going to lose in the first round?
I don't know.
We must be going up against each other.
And I don't know what topics I have. I'm a topic merchant.
We're probably going up against each other because I heard Ron bring a reference to the nerd thing. So
I'm a topic merchant. So
it is a lot of references to nerds, and Chill loves nerds.
It just really depends on what the topic is. I mean, that's what I understand. It's really about topics.
So. Fucking love nerds.
Flavian Zero said in 2023, LeBron did say, quote, and I quote, man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Shit, lightweight, hilarious.
Definitely said that.
Yes, he did.
He did. He did.
Mm-hmm.
And he lied. That's one of his lies that they need to put in the one where he talking about he read this book. That one need to be probably the number one lie. That one right there.
Lie or just hyping up his son?
No, he lied.
I mean, he hyped up his son by lying.
With a lie. Yeah.
So when LeVar was saying Lonzo was better than Steph, he hyped up his son by lying.
Facts.
Yes, he did. 100%.
LeVar up 3-0 on LeBron.
Alan Bowling Pins said, so Mobley isn't there yet, ... but you have him as the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. So he's Rudy Gobert. Gotcha.
With better offense.
Yeah. Mobley's efficiencies are just going to come down to shot making.
With better offense. Yes.
It's just going to come down to shot making.
Mm-hmm.
And they need him to make shots.
Mm-hmm.
DSG Piccolo said Draymond doubling down on his cat comments is wild. If we can't beat the OKC B team today, then get us off the floor.
Draymond swears he's new media or whatever he thinks. He's Charles Barkley. He's the exact same. Like he's the exact same.
Charles Barkley had a good run though, Mars.
Good for him.
Nah, those guys are just funny.
He's
those
old
guys
media.
are just funny.
Draymond Green is old media. He's the exact same. He's just a current player. I'm hearing this man, Draymond Green. Man, today's game, they don't do anything, man. The prime of the NBA was 2015 to 2019. Back when you played LeBron, it used to be a chess match. Now these guys just doing out, chucking up a bunch of threes. He's old media, just playing in the current NBA. He's the exact same person, but he swears he's different. He's the exact same.
It's fair to criticize that way. I don't think nothing's wrong with criticizing the game.
Then don't say that you hate old media if they doing the same thing. Don't do that.
I don't know if old media. I don't know if
you're doing the same thing. You just using different words.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if, like, when I listen to Draymond podcast, when I say old media, I think he's saying old media as in like ESPN sitting on there, like on a professional platform with these suits and ties. I think that's what he means by old media.
That's not what he said. But that's not what he said. He said old media, and he bashed basically everything the old media stood for, bashing the players, bashing the product, not being player first, all of those things. And then he comes up, hey man, I heard Cat was ducking Jimmy Butler. Man, shut up! Like, he's old media. He's the exact same.
Yeah, but I think
he's the exact same.
Mars. I mean, you probably have some truth to it, but I'm just saying from when I listen to Draymond podcast, when he talk about old media, I think that's what he means as far as like the players being able to sit down and tell a story while they're in it.
Yeah, I can get down with what Jordan's trying to say, but I also can get down with Mars trying to say. You can say one thing and not do it. Because when Draymond Green,
I can agree with that. Too.
I do get what you're saying. By the way, when Draymond Green says he's new media, he might be like saying like now the players have the microphone. And
he's doing old media
set
stuff
their
on
own.
a new media
Players
platform.
can set
Okay,
the
cool.
narrative now, not
you
just
go.
like guys in suits. I can get down with what George's trying to
Yeah.
say. But I also agree with Mars trying to say is I'm hearing this dude on the All-Star break.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
saying
bad.
The
That was
same
really
things
bad.
as like a Barkley or Shaq would say, the old guard would say. And it's like, what
That was
are you
really bad.
doing? You're a joke. Those Cat comments,
I
by the
agree with
way,
that was bad.
the comments on Cat was embarrassing, dude. If anyone knows why Cat
And
missed,
then he doubled down on it.
yeah, and he doubled down.
What did he say about Cat? Though I don't know what he said about Cat.
He said,
He
I think it was like Cat ducking Jimmy.
He said he
Butler.
heard that Cat was ducking Jimmy Butler, and that's why he didn't play against the Warriors. And then someone asked him if he knew about the reason why Cat didn't play, and he said no. What was it? And then obviously Cat dealt with like a close family friend passing away. And then instead of Draymond being a logical human and just being like, my fault, like I should be better.
What did he say?
Let me find the exact quote. Ron, you can read Superchats while I find it if you want, because I gotta look for it.
I want to say Draymond's a good dude, though.
I genuinely hate Draymond Green.
He's a good dude. I used to think about that too until I met him. Draymond's a good dude, bro.
I hate Draymond.
Fellas,
A lot of times it's just basketball.
We got to
can
get through the
have
rest of these
redeeming
super
qualities,
chats,
but I
though,
don't
y'all. So we don't got time to turn every super chat into a debate. So let's get through these.
Well, we would if you read them on time, but well.
Johnny Boy, I'm reading them right now. It's on time right now. Johnny Boy 2000 Gaming said they highlighted Kwame Brown's dad as a murderer, highlighted Kwame Brown's dad being a murderer as negative to Kwame Brown. They used to tear him apart, and there was crickets.
Hey man, all I'm saying
I wasn't
is,
alive, so
you was alive, Mars.
I don't.
Kwame Brown was when 2002.
No, but I think they brought
Yeah,
that
it's
up.
like
a little
right when I
later
was
on,
born, dude. So I wasn't allowed to turn on ESPN.
Damn. I think that was a little bit after.
Yeah,
that was
I can't tell you
brought
nothing about how Kwame Brown was being reported.
But all I'm saying is they used to do stuff like that in the media. This is not new.
I think Kwame was 01.
Well, the media's been stupid for a minute.
MTHJ 301 said Curry, 40 ball, plays the last team he hasn't scored over 40 on yet tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons, right? Pistons.
They play tonight?
I think so.
No, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow.
Curry 40 plays the last time. He ain't scored 40 on the Pistons? Man.
Dude, this Warriors schedule has been kind of whack. I can't lie. It's
Not as whack as Minnesota, but keep going, Ron.
Average Joe said, I knew the Knicks were cooked when Cat caught the ball with 2 feet in the paint, fumbled the ball, picked it up in the corner, and shot a 3.
That's the play I was talking about in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Cat. Context clues said, didn't Stephen A go after Kyrie because of his problems with Kyrie's dad?
Yes, he did.
Stephen A has a repeat pattern of doing the exact same thing to a lot of people.
Yeah, because he's a clown and he's been a clown for years.
That's fine. I mean, but hey, we don't talk about the good things he do. We only talk about the bad things he do. So I don't want to say somebody's a clown when they do a lot of good, a whole lot of good,
Clowns
like a
can
lot.
do good things. Clowns can do good things.
Yeah,
shout
that's
out to
a lot of
Circus.
good. I mean, just
You get villains in movies redeeming qualities. Just because you do good doesn't mean like.
Yeah, but I think he just does. I think y'all just disagree with some of the things that he do, which is fine. You're not gonna agree with everything people does, but I don't think he's a clown. I think he's good at his job. I think he is the standard of what that is. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. I don't agree with nothing that he say. I don't like some of the stuff that he say, but I'm not going to say he's a clown because he has this take, that take. No, I don't.
Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Also, shout out Stephen A. Smith. You just got that bag. Salute to him. I'd love to see young blacks
It's
getting
insane,
paid.
dude.
Or old blacks getting paid.
Yeah, I was gonna say young is crazy.
Average Joe said, better duo than LeBron and Luka? Question mark. Shea and the refs. This is a joke. I'm a big SGA guy. He's the MVP of the league.
The fact you have to clarify that is sad.
I was about to say Luka might be worse than SGA as far as the refs. Same with Brunson. That was a
Luka swears he's never committed a foul. Like, it's amazing. Like,
Every time he get the whistle blown on him, he's complaining.
You let Luka tell it, that man ain't never hit anyone. It's hilarious.
The final boss has finally chimed in. Love the profile pic, Final. I see you grew. You grew your little fro. I see you, Final Boss. Final Boss said LeBron is the Hank Aaron of the NBA. Thoughts?
Who's Hank Aaron?
Baseball.
Damn,
How long did
that's
Hank
crazy.
Aaron play? Like 25 seasons? Something crazy like that?
All-time home runs leader.
Is he the GOAT?
history.
Yes.
He is?
It depends who you ask.
So
Some people
then
say Babe Ruth.
LeBron's not Hank Aaron.
My goat's Barry Bonds.
Babe Ruth? We gonna talk about Baby Ruth?
My goat's Bonds.
They named the candy after. None of them guys got candy.
Hank Aaron's in the GOAT debate. He's in the conversation.
You mean the same Babe? You mean the same Babe Ruth who played in the dead ball era and didn't play against black people? That Babe?
Yeah.
I'm saying. I said it depends who you ask. I never said he was the GOAT. My goat's Barry Bonds.
I don't know. I'm just saying though. Babe
not
Ruth
knowing Hank Aaron is like
Frank
not knowing
Sinatra.
who Pele is. Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal, Moss. Hank Aaron is a really big deal. So I'm sorry, Ron.
Rockout Deuce said Memphis in 5.
You mean getting smoked in 5?
Yeah, there you go. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait because Ron. I can't wait, Ron. I'm gonna play that clip on my story 8 times. I'm gonna put it in slow motion. I'm gonna go fast with it. I'm gonna have it regular size. Boy, I just said a lot of crazy stuff that deserve a pause, like ridiculous pause.
Ski Sama said Kyrie and Ja's dad pressed Stephen A. Smith and Shannon too.
I remember the Ja thing. Yeah, he was getting.
Everybody in it. T. Morant. Hey, shout out T. Morant.
Vale said, y'all not going to talk about what Draymond said?
We just did.
Oh, yeah. He basically said he stood on what he said. He said, I said what I heard was this. And then he said, that's what I heard. And then he said, we've all gone through loss one way or another, blah, blah, blah. And then he said the Draymond Green show will go on. Right, so.
Finn Jones said Cat has scrawny legs. Pause. No lower body strength.
I agree.
Well, I tried to say earlier, Cat's not as heavy as people think he is. He's not that strong.
Yeah, he's not that strong. Yeah.
He's taller.
Joey Buck 12 said, anyone watch Jordan Walsh? Love his potential in Boston.
Yep. I like him too.
Jordan gonna be solid.
Nice defender. Just gonna figure out offensively. But yeah.
Mad Max Sports Talk said, all I'm hearing is Brunson was ball hogging. Facts.
He was getting after it. He was searching for a shot.
FA said, aren't casuals meant to stop yapping at some point? Damn.
He's talking to you, casual. He was yapping.
Okay. I'm not going to stop yapping because of some super chat.
Ah, damn.
Thanks, bro.
Keep yapping.
Alan Bowling Pins said, Buddy in the LA hat his cheeks. Straight boo-boo.
He's talking about you, Jordan. You in the LA hat.
That's totally fine, brother. Don't care.
Buddy Hield is trash too.
Andra 15789 said trade guy with LA hat for Ticket TV.
Is this during the Stephen A. LeBron segment? Is this where all these super chats came in?
Probably so. Everybody,
you was yapping crazy. So.
Yeah, that's cool though. Everybody raised different, man. They call those titty babies. Hey,
that's a great way to be raised. That's a great way to be.
Yeah, if you chill laughing for a reason because he know what I mean. That's what that is.
I do know what he means.
That's what they call those people. So hey, don't care, brother.
At the Buzzer Sports said we all pointed out the Lakers' flaws. At least I did.
Yes, you did.
Shout out to John D.
Hey, quick question before we go, and it's a yes or no question. We don't have to get into a debate about it at all. If the Cavs win the NBA championship this year, and Donovan Mitchell is the Finals MVP, is he ahead of Allen Iverson? Yes or no?
If who?
If Donovan Mitchell wins the Finals MVP, is he ahead of Allen Iverson? Yes or no?
No.
Casual? I don't think so. I don't think so neither. I just wanted to ask you guys. Okay.
We ain't gonna get no debate about that. Chill.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Hey, chill. It's a conversation.
No, it is not.
Yeah, you have that conversation.
This is a conversation.
Mars hate a conversation.
Everything's a conversation.
Some things just ain't a conversation. This one of the moments.
Everything's a conversation.
Mars would be a great dad, brother. He hate a conversation, boy. His dad's not having a conversation about that.
Jordan, your man Deontay Haynes, he said what's up. But in the meantime,
shout out Deontay Haynes, CEO
Shout out to Vision Gang. Shout out to Vision Gang.
Shout out to Deontay Haynes, CEO of the Brotherhood. Hey, you had a rough run earlier. I seen you in the comments just yapping. But you still in the Brotherhood. So we'll
be back on Monday for another episode of the panel. Casual, appreciate you for pulling up. We'll see you in the PCL next week. We'll see all you guys in the PCL next week. And tonight, we'll be on Playback. Catch it in.
Later, fellas.